Has anyone got a G poker piece?
1 second. A G what? Don't talk to me about G pulchripes and H pulchripes and that. I'll get them all mixed up when I try and talk about them. And we are it's 9 PM, so there's no watershed. How do I get rid of that bit?
There you go.
We have done it. Hello to everybody, and thank you to everybody in the comments that said happy birthday. I appreciate it a lot. I hope everybody's having a great day. My day has been absolutely fantastic. To everybody that's like dropped messages and posts on Facebook as well, that was just amazing. Thank you so much. If you want to pop up on screen with us, pinned comment, you just click that and you can come up. You don't have to have your camera on if you don't want to, or you can have your camera on and your microphone, however you want to do it. We're not asking anybody to get their spiders out or anything tonight because it's a birthday stream. We're just going to have a little chit chat and chill out, see what questions you guys have got that maybe might not be spider or invert related, or even spider or invert related, and go from there. Ling is dying, so she needs a bit of positive energy sent her way. See, death. You actually in bed? You are, aren't you?
Yeah.
So what you've done is, I can't be bothered to move. I'll just cough a few times for his live and pretend I'm in bed.
I am in bed.
Pretend I'm ill. I'm in bed. How's it going, Mark?
All good.
Yeah?
Yes. Plodding on.
I know that feeling. My word. Do we know that feeling? Anybody that wants to know my age before we get going. I am 4,556. Hey, Gould. Hey, Amy. Hey, Paul. Hey, Bastian. Hey, Rob. Hey, Mon. Hey, Charlotte. Hey, Black. Hey, Jade. Hey, Jeanette. Hey, Mark. Tarantula. Hey, Nessa.
Hi, Leah.
Where are we? Hey, Spartan. Hey, Raph. Master of Contraption. What an awesome name. Hey, Leah. Hey, Louise. Hey, John. Hey, Stu. Hey, Lynn. Yeah, 4,556. That will do. I'm actually 46 today. So, hey, Chris. Thank you, dude.
He's 54.
Hey, Ray. Cheers, Ray. I don't know. I think once you hit 45 and then you get on the last part of your 40s, I reckon, you've entered that God state where people look to you for, like, life experience.
You're 54.
And I give the worst advice ever because I'm just like, do whatever it is that's bad half the time. Oh, Leah's been a channel member for 34 months and says happy birthday. Cheers, Paul.
Hi, Chris.
It's true. You're like, up until you're 45, you still think you're young, and then now I'm 46. It's like, I am a Buddhist now. That's it. I've hit that time of life where I can give that crap advice really old people did when I was a kid and never listened to. Cheers, Kev, mate. You're right. Hey, David. Cheers, man. I don't know. I mean, it's a scary thought. It is. When you're younger, you get your birthdays, and it's like, yeah, get my birthday. I've just turned 18. Mum's gave me 10 grand and a pint glass or whatever it is. And then you get up to 30, and it's like, yeah, 30, the new 20, wicked. And then you get to 35, and then after 35, you start fearing those birthdays, and you're like, do you reckon my heart can do another year? Do you know what I mean? Do you reckon my lungs are going to crack out this year?
You got 10 grand on your 18th?
No, I was just using just picking numbers out at the end. I wish.
Bloody hell.
What did I get for my 18th? Driving lessons. Well, I say driving lessons. I think motorbike lessons. Sorry. So I did my CBT, and then got the 125, and then crashed it and broke my hand. I waited a while though because it was Christmas Eve actually when I crashed it.
I passed my driving license when I was on my 17th because my stepdad was a driving instructor.
John's been a channel member for 13 months. Says happy birthday. Cheers, John. Just some 90s kid. Not a day past 45. Kev's 50 this year and now on the lookout for a doctor with small hands. What I should also say is tonight there is no watershed. We're literally swearing and having adult conversation from the word go. So please bear that in mind. And you should know now that I swear like a trooper half the time.
Isn't Jeremy training to be a doctor and he has small hands? Operating department. Yes.
Basically,
I am
so he's an operating department practitioner.
He's basically training to be the person that hands the bone surgeons their tools.
No, operating department practitioner. So you'll be a practitioner. ODP.
Paul's 57 next, and it don't get any better, mate. Mike says, Mark, you're doing your stream on Saturday as normal.
I am, yeah. It's going to be a giveaway one.
What are you giving away?
Me?
Doesn't feel like a Thursday, does it?
It kind of feels like a Tuesday. Anyone in the comments feeling like that as well? It's like one of the rare Tuesdays that I seem to be going live at the moment.
I think I missed bin day. I've lost what days I'm on.
Don't mention bin day. Tara, can you put the bins out? Yeah. Brilliant. Awesome. Come back from work. Did you put the bins out? Right. Okay. So that means I've got about 4 bags of rubbish to do something with. Make them disappear into a work skip, probably. Looking forward to Taunton, even though it is literally before everybody's payday again.
Only 2 more weeks until Taunton, isn't it? Yeah.
I don't know.
Show.
It normally gets to the week of the show, and then I'm like, oh shit, yeah, it's a show on Sunday.
Well, next Friday is Valentine's Day.
It's like a Monday for me. Just been to buy new slings, and one was dead, and now one was 10 times smaller than they stay. Oh no! Did I get any other inverts for my birthday? No, just that the mystery box off ads. And the stuff from Geoscorps. It was a bit of a to me from me thing. But the bumblebees, oh, Black Oracle says, "What's Valentine's Day?" That's when me, Ling, and Mark all wake up in the morning. We have to, all 3 of us have to take a lot of time off work, social activities, life in general, just purely to answer every single one of the cards that we get. There is literally lorries turn up at Coventry for myself, lorries turn up in the Midlands for Mark, and lorries upon lorries turn up down south for Link. It's amazing. Anyone selling why diversity, says Lynn. If anybody is, drop a little comment in the comments. Hey, Arachnospace, cheers, man. Says happy birthday, Scott. Appreciate that. Hey, ZX. Is that the ZX 9R? Is that one of the motorbikes?
Yeah, I like them.
Oh, I've
Makes
missed
me
mine.
want to plan either a backpack or go and do my my DAS.
Oh, I've got a full bike license. I'd love one
Problem
again.
with me is that I can only ride like eliminators, marauders, choppers, because I can't reach the floor on normal bikes. Like the CG125 up in the garage, can't touch the floor.
Build a rat bike.
I want one. I want to build one. I'll build one when I've moved.
I'd like. I've had two big bikes in my life. They're both 600. So there's going to be probably a couple of bikers in chat going, "That's not a big bike," but they were. So I had a 600 Bandit naked in red on an end plate, and I sold it stupidly, and I went and bought myself a Thundercat 600, which was like the mum to the mum to the R6. And mate, I wish I'd have kept it. Wish I'd kept that Bandit. Wish I'd still got it now. Thank you, Kate.
They are
Honestly.
proper bikes, Chris. Like I'm literally on my Marauder. I was like that. I was loving my Marauder.
Need to check
They're
dates
so
for northern
comfy as
shows.
well.
Really, I'm new to spiders. Not been to a show yet. Lynn, go on Facebook or join the WhatsApp group. If somebody put a link to that into the comments. If not, go on any of the video descriptions and it'll be in there. And we post the links to all the shows and the show calendars throughout the year. Jasmine's recently put in one which is just every single show throughout the whole year for the UK. It's brilliant. Black had a BMW 1000. Oh my god, Scott had a push bike and crashed it. It was an AR125 that I crashed and broke my hand. The Bandit 600, I thought I was going to crash it once because I pulled back the throttle and the back end started going like this off an island outside a petrol station. And I pulled back on the accelerator and it just went boom, straight line. Went. And I thought, after riding the R6, I thought, well, the Thundercat, if I did that on the Thundercat, I would have been gone. Hey, Deza, am I saying that right? Or is it Desia? Desia, thank you.
Desire.
I'm only
Desire.
I'm only 4'11". I have a Honda Hornet. Get one toe down. Smashed it.
Yeah, see, during my test,
Jeanette's going to Wigan, Northern.
And I was rocking when they told you to stand still to listen. I was just rocking, and I rocked too much. And fucking the bike fell on me.
I passed my test on a Hornet.
Did you?
Yeah. Because I remember looking at it thinking it was I'm pretty sure it was a 400. I remember looking at it thinking, you look like you're going to be a pain to ride. And when I started doing the lessons on it and everything, it was like, yeah, this is easy to ride. Amy's going Taunton. There's no when it comes to shows, there's no such thing as I might be going. It is I am going. Start thinking I am going, and you end up going. Amy's going to Taunton, going to BTS, Bristol, Coventry, and Southampton. Thank you, Mad Animal House. Appreciate that. Had to do with CBT1, tiny Honda.
Grommet. He was on a Grom.
On Honda Grom. Do you remember the old Grandad motorbikes, which were old when we were kids? Like the pedal and start things and stuff like that.
Yeah.
My mates used to nick them left, right, and centre. Then we'd take them all over the fields. Then get chased by the old Bill. Then go home with parents going, that better not have been you over the fields making all that racket on stolen motorbikes. No, Mum. No.
See, I live in the countryside, so my kids had a Pee-wee 50 bombing around the garden because my garden's like a field. Neighbours didn't like that.
There was mates had off-road bikes and stuff like that, but I couldn't tell you what they were now. Most of them were two-strokes because I still absolutely adore the smell of a two-stroke.
Yeah, I bought my son a KTM.
Smashed it.
Amy, how's your nan doing?
Kate says, Mark, I love your channel. Nice to see you here. Oh, beautiful comment.
Appreciate that.
Lynn just requested to join the chat.
I'll let you in, Lynn. Hold on.
You won't be able to see any of the previous conversations, but if somebody just tags Ling or Jasmine, then be able to get the picture of all the show dates up. Word of warning, the offensive chat is unmonitored and the offensive chat is extremely offensive.
If you come into offensive, just know that is what it means. You will be offended.
I've walked into offensive, looked at some of the memes and have just gone, oh shit, and left quick time.
Not necessarily just memes either.
No,
Amy, I hope she gets better soon.
But there is a disclaimer on the offensive chat.
Hi, Steve.
And it is an over 18s only chat.
She's still in a lot of pain with her arm, but got the hospital tomorrow, so we'll see what happens.
Just so you know, Lynn, you say you love a bit of offensive. The amount of people that come into that group with me and says they love offensive, and then they post their offensive, and then we post our offensive, and it's two different kettles of fish.
Yeah, pretty much.
Just so you know. There's dark, and then there's pitch black.
The Mad Animal House has just been looking at the new Darkling Beetles on the spoiler shop. I haven't seen them actually. Lee hasn't said either. Little shit. ZX says, I just got some assassin bugs to spot after watching your video on them, Scott. Oh, awesome. They are absolutely incredible. I mean, that video was a couple of years ago now. This year, I'll plan to get P. Herodia again. So the Assassin Kings, or the Spiny Kings, assassins. But when they go out hunting, it is amazing, isn't it? TSS email is a bit glitchy. Currently, links sending to wrong places. Don't you look, you'll want them all. Well, Lee's in the WhatsApp group. So we can always tag him and ask him what's going on. Mark's breeding mealworms at the moment too, and we'll have plenty of darklings soon. Mate, you will have billions of mealworms, trust me. Postpods is in chat, postpods.co.uk. On the train home from work meetings. Sorry I couldn't join this, Scott. I hope you're having a great day. Nah, it's been alright. It's been alright.
Shut up, we're here now. It's amazing.
Yeah. And I remember last year thinking, oh no, my birthday's on a Thursday. I have to do something at the weekend and I'm on call Friday, don't I? Amy's just gone straight into the WhatsApp and tagged Lee. Did you see that? I can't guarantee he'll answer, but I can take a screenshot of it and send it to him, and he'll probably get back to me a lot quicker. I hope so. And post-pods, with the shows, that question you've asked, I've put it to Lee. He's going to put it to the other organisers, and hopefully I'll get an answer over the weekend. Spine, what breeding projects have you got going on at the minute, Scott? Not much. I'm waiting for an egg sac. That's pretty much it. I haven't got any mature males here, or any plans on breeding for the first couple of months of 2025. Probably it'd be more to the summertime. This is just down to the fact that I've got about enough time at the moment to do the videos, to do the lives. Just the wife is a little bit ill, and Leo's been a little bit of a pain in the backside recently. So, and he wants to spend more time with me at an evening. So it'll be the summertime when I can dedicate more time to being in here. Oh, got you, Amy. She clicked on the link to the Beatles and it took her to Mantis and a Velvet Spine. Got ya.
So polkas, they live in a forest, so it'll be.
Hey Roger,
nice.
hey Vicky.
it'll be a damp, like if you look at the forest, it's shaded and it's damp with some sunlight coming through. So it's going to be a warmer climate because they're on the equator of Argentina and Brazil, so in between, like Uruguay. So you're going to need it nice and damp, but not like soggy. Enough for you to grab the substrate and squeeze it and make a mound in your hand, basically. Yeah, orange. That's what Mr. Tumble says. Orange.
That Mr. Tumble ain't right. Give it 10 years and I reckon they'll be here.
From him from when my kids were young.
Give it 10 years and that man will be in the news. I'm 100% sure.
With your pulp bristling, I would keep it like very much like a forest floor.
If you're still on at 11, I'll join, says Dan. Probably not for very long after 11.
Dan, I've got a balf on a hammock.
It's a sack.
Plus your 5 that are still here that are massive.
It's a sack.
It's a hammock sack.
It is a hammock. It is a hammock. Just like the OBT.
We don't get sacks, we get hammocks from balfs.
Yep.
But yeah, Dan, I've got balf that's on a hammock, and I'm going to have another balf that's going to be on a hammock. I don't know, when she feels like it.
It's cool. They literally, for anybody that's not seen a balf lay a hammock sack, it's literally as you imagine, like a hammock, just fat in the middle where all the eggs are.
And it's strung on anchor points.
If they do it inside the burrow, the female will put her legs over it and kind of sit like that.
That's what
like,
that is.
Literally, like
doing.
What do you want?
That is.
Do you know what I mean?
I've got a Dom Purple that's burrowed down. I think that she's getting ready to drop her sack. I've got a Sturmy that's burrowed down, hopefully ready to drop her sack. I've got a Coal Sock, which is burrowed down. So fingers crossed.
Mark said, so glad Victoria's in bed and didn't hear that slander of a hero. Happy birthday. Thank you, Mark. Appreciate that.
Bye, Mark.
Is Dolichitheli Ruffin Niger similar to temperament to Dominican Purple? Looking, I've not kept one. I have had Diamantinensis, and that was quite shy. Webbed up loads, really shy. Dominican Purple.
Dom Purples are quite scatty.
Yeah, unless you go near one of John's. I don't know what the fuck he does to his spiders, but they're all hard as fuck. Mess around with
intimidates them. He's like, I'm John, and you are going to do as you're told. That's what he's like.
Anywhere near you. I remember taking a mature male balf to his house, and my God, his old female was just like, he was like, yeah, not that one.
Well, my Dom Purple female, she's nice and chill. My Dolichitheli, that's really chill. Going by temperament, I mean, every species is going to be completely different. They're from different places, and you just don't know. It depends how you treat them, Amy, and their husbandry. If your husbandry's slightly off, even though they look like they're doing well, it could be slightly off. That will change its behavior and temperament because it's not getting 100% of what it needs. With regards to my favorite tarantula,
cheers, Damien. Appreciate that.
I'm going to say my Hyananus, Syriopagmus hyananus is my favorite. And then my second favorite will probably be my Emerald Lividus because she's a sassy bitch. Like, she will come at me. She does not care. She just runs at me.
So Lex, every time I haven't reared a caterpillar to cocoon and then to the Atlas moth, but I have had cocoons that have then hatched out. I've always bought them, and within 2 weeks they've normally popped out. I've had one or two in the past that's took like about 3 or 4 weeks before. But yeah.
Yeah, I saw Dead Set had a bloody Atlas moth in this picture. It looked bleeding amazing. I bought their rhino beetle.
Well, I bought 3 last time, and I thought, well, this time what I'll do is I'll pair them, because we got 3 cocoons, 2 female and a potential male, and when they popped out, yeah, they were 2 females and 1 male, but the male come out and all the wings were all screwed up like this. So it was vibrating, but they were going like this, so it wasn't vibrating in the way to get the female to go, oh, you're vibing on my level, I know where you are and I want some.
Yeah.
It was all off. I even thought, well, what can I do here? Because he's literally like completely disfigured with his wings. So I ended up picking him up and putting him on the back of a female, and they linked, but for a split second, and then she did not want to know. Neither of them did, which was a real shame. But the female was absolutely gorgeous, and I thought, when you pass away, you're going to Dead Set. I don't know what happened in the night. The following morning, she got a lot of her colours had like dropped off her, like they'd been fighting or something. I was like, no way, no way. Hey, Claire.
Hey, Claire.
I think you must need like a muslin mesh enclosure, like a muslin type netting, something really soft to kind of
Like
stop.
mesh.
Yeah, because they're so fragile. I've always kept them in the like laundry basket type sticking set enclosures, like the XXXL ones.
That's what I've got my orb in.
So I think a muslin cloth like on the inside might protect the wings. Maybe, I don't know.
In China, they use like wicker baskets and leave them open, and they put stuff over the top, and then they like put a wicker lid on the top. Huh?
Is that for the silk moths?
Silk moths and a different kind of moth.
Yeah, I've seen the
like
silk
keep
moth
transferring them, and then they'll pour them out, and then the moths don't go anywhere. They just kind of stay, and they kind of flutter with each other. Then they pair again, then they put all the pupae back over to the next. It's mad how they can keep them all contained without having them contained.
Cheers, Claire. Just so much time and dedication with those guys, though, isn't it?
They're just gentle, aren't they?
They don't just chuck them in somewhere and go, yep, you do your thing. They're really, really attentive. And really
like.
Always
says, oh, you eat anything, but at the same time,
cheers,
you respect
Nick.
everything.
I watched that, and then I've watched how they make the real, really, really black ink that they make as well, and that's time-consuming process. And again, it's all this one I watched was handmade. It takes ages.
Mm.
Yeah, it's been all right, Nick. It's not, it's been all right. Just saying, no, yeah. The good news is though, Tara's got a full diagnosis, and oh no, I didn't even pull it, did I? I haven't pulled it yet, Red. I completely forgot. Next video, I don't know. I'm supposed to get all the names ready for tonight, and I was going to do that when I'm coming from work, but yeah, we shall do that. We shall do that. What's the day today? Thursday, Monday's video. If anybody's in the WhatsApp group, can you drop a message in there and remind me about that giveaway as well, so I don't forget. Where's the can? I don't drink black. I don't drink. I was never a fan of drinking back in the day either. I mean, yeah, I had a couple of stuff like that, but it was never my thing. And if I tell you I'm now, 12 or 13, I think it is, years clean off Class A's. That was my thing. Never been a fan. And the reason for that is because my real dad used to get drunk a lot. And my mum basically told me everything that happened when I was a child. And I thought, to be honest, if I ever drink, I'm his child, so I don't want any of those same genes coming out in me. So yeah, I did all that. Monster. Nah. I stopped the cheers, Amy. Amy's just dropped into the WhatsApp, so I shall remember for Monday. I used to live on energy drinks, but nah, not no more, man, not no more.
He's a bottled water guy.
Yeah, I love my water and I love my posh coffees. And I love tea. Don't drink any. I haven't drank fizzy pop for over a year or anything like that. Mainly because I love my food, and I'm a little bit chunky. So I'm thinking if I stop, what I thought is if I stop the energy drinks and fizzy pop, it might give my body half a chance going forward. Maybe, I don't know. Just yeah. That was the thought process. Plus, if you look at the ingredients of energy drinks, half the stuff that you're drinking, you ain't got a fucking clue. Oh, mate, come on. I'll vape. Yeah, give me something. Give me something, dude. Do you know what I mean? I was on Class A's for God knows how long. Give up the smoking. Gone on to vapes. This is my last.
His vape at the next show, and let's see how
Yeah.
Scott reacts.
Do never take my vape off me. My God, this is the last thing that I've got. That's like, you know what I mean. Jade says, "Hey, Mark."
Yeah, said hello.
Taunton on the 23rd.
No, is it? It is. Well done. I've got to take so much. Oh, Barnsley's on the 23rd of next month as well.
Oh, God's sake. Oh, we all are, Jade. 23rd is just
Yeah.
such a shit date.
But then we've got Wigan on the 8th.
What? Of
Wigan's
April?
on the 8th of June, like literally the second week into June.
Yeah. That is going to be a bit of an issue.
That breaks me when we've got a show and then like the week after we've got a show again. That breaks me because it's just like driving up country, coming back down. I might as well just stay up there.
I spent months last year saying to League, look, book these on payday or the weekend of payday. You know what I mean? So like around the 28th time, kind of the time, or if the 28th is on a Sunday, book it on that Sunday. BTS is the 18th of May.
I am going to Barnsley, Nick. I'm going to every show.
Oh, cheers, Bart. Appreciate that.
I have to go to Barnsley. I have
Hey, Bart.
I might actually end up missing a couple this year.
No. Beginning of your stream, you said there's no might about shows. Now you're saying you might miss them. No. We retract that statement.
Yeah, the only one that
we'll save that for private talk.
100% will not be going to Glasgow. Tell you that.
I liked Glasgow. I liked the drive there. It took 14 hours, but it was good.
Unless me and Mark go up to Glasgow and have a hotel between us, what happens in the hotel stays in the hotel.
Look, my little foreign love. Look at my foreign love. Bartholomew.
Oh, Bart's back to the buses.
Glasgow was 14 hours there and 14 hours back.
What, in 2-3 days?
Well, I went up there on the Saturday and then back again on the Monday because I stayed an extra night.
Jeez.
Yeah, because I was like, I'm not doing a full show, working all day and then getting in my car and driving through the night, having zero sleep. So I stayed an extra night and then drove.
Would it not be cheaper just literally to drive to the airport and get a plane off?
No, I'm not having that. I need to be able to get in my car. If I don't like something, I need to be able to get in my car and go because I ain't got tolerance for it.
Kev says, come to the Glasgow show. Would be good to see more of you guys up here.
The thing is, Kev, Glasgow's great, but I have no idea what any of you say. You all just sound like Raspberry Nesbit to me.
But the Scottish are all the Scottish are all the same. So the further north you go, the stronger the accent. But if you politely ask them to slow down, they'll take the piss out of you for a few seconds, but then they will.
No, I just
And then
said
you
to
can...
them, I don't know what you're saying, point. Then I'm pointing.
Oh, yeah, helicopters would be good. Helicopters.
Kev, I'm Cornish, so I'm like the other end. So I'm the other Celt. So I haven't got a
Hey,
clue.
Steve W.
Hi, Mr. Wobblewood.
He says no shows for me this year. Tarantulas are
look,
rubbish.
it's
Waiting on me like.
Sadow. Hey, Sadow.
Sadow, almost forgot about that. Cheers, Steve.
I saw a meme on Facebook the other day, and it was a picture of someone's sweat mark on a gym bench, and I tagged Steve. I was like, oh my god, it's Steve. Remember when he was really hot and ill and he was on a live and he sat down on that train?
Claire says was planning on going Taunton show, but got operation the Wednesday. I think that's a little bit more important.
I'd say.
Well, my stepdad's going in for an operation next week. He turned up. He turned up to he was supposed to go for it about 2 weeks ago, and he turned up, and he's in his 70s. No food and drink and all the rest of it. So he's had not even water for something like about 8 hours, and then he couldn't remember what operation he was there for. So when he went for the pre-op for that next week, they asked him all the questions and he answered them perfectly because he'd had food and water. So he's had to sign a waiver thing. So when they go to the next operation, my mum can just say, yeah, he wants it. Yeah. But he's such a weird guy. He's looking forward to it. Whole of my life, he's been in hospital a few times for an operation. And every time he's like, he can't wait. He finds it really interesting.
Because Black Oracle, a lot of people stereotype tarantulas with gothic, emo kind of styles. So they always put stuff in.
Schools and metal, and a lot of us who listen to metal keep spiders.
I'm good, Steve.
Drum and bass, actually. Jungle drum and bass, actually. Metalhead, D&B. Techno.
I like a bit of D&B as well. Can't rule D&B out. I like a bit of dubstep.
I'm trying to get as many people to come to Boomtown with me as possible, and then once we've done
that, the killer bank balance. My God, that yeah. There you go. That's nailed on the head. Why are schools associated with tarantulas? Because they kill our bank balance. Disturbed, yeah, brilliant band. Brilliant band. Although I was listening to a weird one today, ICP. We're chatting about it in the WhatsApp group as well. Brilliant band. Now you've got double ginger power.
Hi, Charlotte.
Hey, Charlotte, you're right.
Mark, you're a redhead, aren't you?
Yeah. I am now.
I'm triple ginger.
I don't believe you. You have to flash it.
I'm the only natural brunette. Well, am I brunette? I'm black. Black hair. Asian.
Black hair. Yes, Kate. Exactly. The juggalos. Her hair is like an extension of your beard. We've got like that. Just take the grey bits away. Charlotte ain't got any grey, but yeah.
Yeah, Scott.
Black. Yeah.
Gingers don't go grey, do they?
There he is. That's Mick Hucknall out of UB40. With perm hair. Did you perm your hair, Mark, or was that natural?
That was natural.
Wow.
Gingers don't go grey. Gingers go white.
Nick.
Yeah, I'm not brown. Not black. I'm Asian. That's right, Nick.
That's a bit grey there.
It's white.
I'm just hoping it does the same thing here. So when it comes through properly, I've got the proper lines instead of just a bit here and a bit there.
You get white hair. Gingers go like proper transparent.
I don't mind. I've always said that.
The other day, and I was like, "What the fuck is this?"
I found grey years and years ago, literally early 30s. It was like here, and then that was it. But my granddad, he had a full head of hair to the day he passed away, and he only had a tiny bit of grey in his hair, and then round the bottom of his neck, and that was it. But he never grew any facial hair at all.
It's Africa sunset, look, because I'm the shadow, and you guys are all the sunset.
when it said Africa sunset, I was like, what?
You're the sunset. I'm like the landscape.
How's the invert room build going, Charlotte?
Okay, I'm waiting for my sister to be on break from college to come up and help. So just waiting on that. Yeah.
Come up and help. I'll buy you dinner.
No, she does want to help. She's at college doing plastering, so she's really into all of that building stuff, which I'm not. So it's quite helpful.
Whereabouts in the country does she live? Almost, kind of near. Roughly.
Do you know where Skipton is?
That's near me.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. It's about 30 miles up the road. Small little village. Tiny little village.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the other side of Leicester.
Don't know.
No, there might be two.
It's up towards kind of Sheffield, Leeds.
It's like 2 hours away from you, Scott.
Yeah, I was going to say it's not close to you.
Like Leeds is like 2.5 hours away from you.
2 hours.
I drove there at Christmas Eve. I drove to Leeds. It took me like 7 hours. Turned up and no one was there to greet me. My brothers didn't even come out and say hello to me, the little idiot.
I mean, this is why I use like Apple Maps and Google Maps. Can't go wrong.
Yes, you can. I went to Milton Keynes and ended up in the freaking Birmingham NEC.
Cheers, Kate. Take care. I don't know how you did that.
Okay.
Because it didn't tell me to turn off, and I was like on the phone to like CFTN going, why is there no signs to Milton Keynes? Where am I? And then I just saw Birmingham NEC. I was like, I'm in Birmingham.
The only time Apple Maps messes up is when you're on the phone or you're on a WhatsApp call. And then literally the internet just goes, I can't handle this.
Yeah, I was on the phone.
Especially if you've got an iPhone.
And then another time, I was on the way to Brighton and it took me to Portsmouth. And another time, I was on the way somewhere else and I went through roadworks down the motorway. And then I like had to just veer off out of it as quickly as I could through like cones. Yeah, it wasn't good.
Claire says the other half is fast asleep, snoring his head off next to me. Cheers, Amy. Take care. Remember to,
Amy,
just a quick reminder before Amy goes. Remember, somebody please message me over the weekend so I get that giveaway result done.
Hope your nan has a speedy recovery.
So what list has everyone got? The Taunton. What? Who's wanting what? I don't want.
As always, just turn up and go. That's nice.
I do that, but I don't buy it. What was I wanting? Everything I want is not there.
I find the shows are just one of those places where you go with a list. Sometimes you'll find everything, and then other times you might only find one. So, so I don't know. Plus, what I want this week will change to what I want next week.
BTS last year, Spa Spiders had T Blondies in their mystery boxes.
Yeah, that's where I got one of mine from.
That's where I got one of mine from. That's
Nick says, "Did you get that on Arta link, or is it still a source subject?"
What?
Or an Arta?
I wanted an ornata mature male. I still do.
Is that a no
one.
then?
That one. I'll find another one. Oh no!
Still waiting
I have
for
got one. I've got one. I just need to text him. I haven't
on
texted him.
from Tron from the Christmas Day giveaway.
I know, Black. I'm just a bit lacking. It's because I've got like about 1,000,001 things going on in my mind. But yeah, keep reminding me. Remind me more over the weekend because I'll video Monday's video on Sunday. So if you're in the WhatsApp group, message me on Sunday. Scott, remember the giveaway, so I can put it in because I'll video Monday's video. I'll video that and edit Sunday night. So yeah.
ZX, when you say pink
it's a good giveaway as well. Hypothesis. I would have thought.
So many people say they want pink toe, and I'm like, what?
A Hypothesis or a Vicularia? Which one?
Or a Martinique.
Martinique pink toe.
Yeah. Like, which one?
It's like I said, just message me. Message me on Sunday. But I mean, I remember when I just got into tarantulas and it was all common names, and it was like, oh, is that a pink toe? So, well, which pink toe are you talking about? The tarantula is called pink toe because it's got the pink toes.
I got asked for a fluorescent pink Brachypalma once. I was like, what do you mean? They showed me a picture and it was photoshopped. Fuck. It was as pink as your freaking background. And I was like, that doesn't exist. They was like, yeah. I can't remember what they said. Something.
There's only no common names. ZX, we've all been there though. We've all been at that point where we only know common names. And Smithy, I think. Smithy, no pink, no.
Pink toe Smithy?
The Smith,
or a pokey.
Yeah, the Smithy and the Smith Eye, neither of them are referred to as pink toe when it comes to common names.
What? The three.
Best thing to do.
Which is a pink toe. That's terrestrial. You've got the Martinique, which is arboreal. You've got the Avic or Avic. That's a pink toe.
There's got to be the hypothesis then, surely. If you get a picture of it and go on Google, and then it should hopefully salmon pink. That one is Oracle.
No,
that's a salmon pink.
Yeah, Lassiodora is not a pink toe. That's a salmon pink due to its setae. Then the Difficilis, Lassiodora difficilis, is a red setae.
Claire's got it right. I'll just Google for the technical names.
Latin names.
Technical, Latin, scientific, whatever.
Well, Scott is your technical name. Scotius Maximus Ferocious. This is your name.
I think, yeah. If you Google pink toe, then obviously it's going to show you tons of pictures of different spiders, so you can click on the one that you like, and then it will give you the Latin name as well as.
You only need the H. gigas and the what?
The crochet.
What's that?
Not quite sure what that one is. Histocrates Geigus, yeah. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what that one is.
Please.
Ling's gone away to Google. What are you doing tonight, Charlotte?
Painting at the moment.
I was just about to say, are you organising? Because you're only happy when you're organising. What are you painting?
Wait, hold on.
Wait 1 second.
It's. I've just started it today, so. Eddie.
I don't know how you got the patience. You rather than Tim do all that, and it's just like, I mean, I did aeroplanes when I was a kid. Yeah. ZX says, is it a space marine?
Yeah. Eddie.
And the man animal loves the cat.
P. muticus is a very, very underrated spider. They are actually, I really like those spiders. I've got 5 of them. They're really slow growers, but for a baboon, they're probably the only baboon I'll really, really have time for. I like P. muticus. Sorry, Scott. I just saw that.
No, they are massively underrated. Hey, DMC.
Their back legs are so powerful. It's unreal.
I think there's loads of spiders out there that should be a lot more popular than what they are. Hey, Scott. They would look sick in the enclosure, those figures.
The P. muticus back legs are so powerful. The way they're turned in, they really grip down.
Got to be for that burrow.
Yeah. Yeah. You'll never see them. They are literally holes.
Cheers, Scott. Appreciate that. Charlotte, have you put any of your figurines into the enclosures that you've painted?
No.
Have you ever gone for any of the Steve Thornton stuff and gone wild in one of the enclosures with the paintbrush?
I kind of want to, but I'm also a bit worried about obviously the paints in the enclosures.
It's more when they're drying is the problem, when the solvents are being released.
Yeah, I'm still a bit funny about it. So
you could always seal them.
Yeah, I thought about it. I might do. When I've got the garage done, I want to redo all my enclosures and everything anyway, so I might. Maybe.
Cheers, DMC. Damien, how are we all? Happy birthday. Yeah, right.
Yeah,
having a children.
Cheering up slowly.
Luke said he might pop on if he can get back in time. I think Jeremy's forgot because he said 100%.
I did message him, but he didn't respond, so I don't know what he's doing.
Who didn't respond?
Probably,
Jeremy.
He's probably chatting up Gemma. Cheers, Sally.
Hey, Sally.
I appreciate that. BTS should be massive this year. Manusive. And having Tim as a committee member should like, up the quantity of scorpions that are at that show as well.
Hi, Jason.
Jeremy's having a literal nap with a nana. Let's not ask.
Hey,
Oh, cheers,
Jason.
Jason. You're right. Now, there's a man that knows his artwork as well.
He certainly does. It's amazing.
Well, I mean, again, you know, I think it's just concentration, and this, you know, what Charlotte's doing there and what Jason does. That concentration level has got to be through the roof. Damien's got a load of roaches and micro crickets and waxworms for free. Happy days, happy days. Again, link is pinned comment. So if you want to join us on screen, click the link, come and say hello. You don't have to have your camera on if you don't want to, if you feel comfortable with it off or whatever you want. Did the cat just push your hand out of the way?
Oh yeah, he does all the
Is she?
time.
Yeah. Is it a female or a male?
A boy.
Yeah, he's got attitude.
He's trying to drink the water for the paint.
HMP.
HMP.
Appreciate that. Thank you, man.
Hey, Ollie.
Ollie, Ollie, Ollie. Wait. That's a big cat. BTS is going to be big this year. My store and stock will be completely different. Does that mean your stock is what we spoke about last year, Sally? If so,
Eloise.
that will be an interesting stand to go and have a look at. Animal House. My cat was being a little shit earlier. I was trying to do college work and he was getting annoyed that I wasn't playing with them. I mean, cats are all right if somebody else owns them.
Yeah.
I
He's
had
such a pain.
one cat, and that is still with my ex 15 years later.
He's such a pain. He's about 9
secret.
months old, and I work from home, so that kind of says everything.
It's fine, don't worry, it's got my cat is Ginger.
It's fine.
How's the business going?
Good. I've been very busy. Can't wait to go on holiday and have a week off.
I suppose is it 7 days a week for you?
I do meetings Monday to Friday, but then if I've got kind of a busy week and lots of extra work to do, I'll tend to do that kind of on a Saturday. I'll sometimes pick some of it up, but I try not to work at the weekend where I can.
Yeah, maybe take a bit of time out for yourself.
Well, my partner works Monday to Friday, so we
Hey,
tend to do
Stacey.
that.
Stacey. Sally, how's your health now?
Stace, is Freya still up or no? Thank you very much. Oh, Black Oracle is Les. That makes sense. Mark, my wolf spider's like a ninja. Poor cricket didn't know what hit. Says Damien.
Did you get it? Did you get the tissue out, Damien?
What species of wolf spider? One of the Hogners or?
Not sure.
I hope he says Hogner Miami because they just favourite wolf spider of all time. No.
Still not got the tissue out.
ZX says Ling's sleeping. No, she rests.
No, I've just taken a breather.
Ling's not too well at the moment. She's a bit poorly.
Like
Les, if you'd have said at the start, then yeah, I would have known at that point, but you didn't. So I can't like guess who people are. It's not United Inverts. I didn't realise that was Lee until he said.
Lycosa, Scott.
Oh, nice, very nice. Where did Philip go? Philip a Fish.
I don't know. He's been in a couple of my lives, but he's been having a lot going on at the minute. So he ain't been coming on like very often.
Well, he's all right though.
Yeah, he's all right. Yeah,
That's the main thing.
he's just got a few things going on. So he's keeping off social media for a bit.
It's horrible, isn't it? When you got like people that pop onto your live or something, and then suddenly they don't.
Yeah.
It's like you do worry about people. Hey, Strogs, cheers, man.
Drugs. Yeah, he's still putting content up with his sand spiders.
Hey, Jason.
Hello.
Hello.
Happy birthday.
Thank you
Hello.
very
How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm Boston. I haven't seen you all for donkeys.
Nah, been a while.
Been a while.
It's been no lie.
You've just been busy with work, guys, or?
I've been back home about less than an hour, but I went to the gym for 2 hours. So I did 12-hour shift and then gym for 2 hours, and then I've just come back.
There's 12 hours to look forward to tomorrow.
Not till tomorrow night. Start my nights tomorrow. Finish my days today. Start nights tomorrow.
What do you do when you're doing it like that? Will you stay up all night tonight, or just halfway and then?
No, as soon as I get tired, I go to bed. Simple as that. It's the key of surviving shifts is when you're tired, if you can sleep. Don't fight it. Listen to what your body's telling you. I mean, that's the same in anything, I think. Listen to what your body's telling you. Same with people say about keeping fit and stuff like that. You know your body. Don't listen to what some other dickhead's telling you. You know what your body's telling you. If you don't like doing a certain exercise, don't do it. Do something else. There's plenty of equipment in the gym. I don't do press-ups. I hate the damn thing, so I don't do them.
I always say it's finding time to go to the gym, but if I'm completely honest, it's finding motivation to go to the gym.
That's the thing. It's the shittest excuse on the planet. I'm too busy. We live in a time now where people have more spare time than human beings have ever had.
Yeah.
I work 12-hour shifts. I go to the gym for 2-3 hours a day, 6 days a week. I spend 3-4 hours a day drawing. I've got over 300 inverts upstairs. And all the other things I do all my own housework, food shop, and I manage to find time. So if I can find time, anyone can. I don't believe people don't have time. Just say I can't be asked. Just be honest, say I can't be asked. Just own up.
Cheers, Sally. Take care.
Anyway, you had a good birthday anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, good night, Sally. Love you too.
No, it's like a normal day. So, Tara went into town today and got me this little ring light thing. As you know, I'm ADHD out in the box and stuff, and I wanted the bigger one. So my brain's going, why the smaller one? And now that's really messed my head around a little bit. But work was dead boring, dead slow. I've put my notice in at work because I found a better job, better paid, better treatment, stuff like that. So I've had phone calls with one of them. It's very similar. So I've had a pay rise at the job that I'm in at the moment. Phone calls with couple of managers and stuff, and the owner of the company is coming up from Ipswich. Supposed to be today, but he was too busy. Coming up from Ipswich tomorrow because he don't want to lose me.
Bullshit, innit? You see, it's bullshit, innit? Too busy.
Yeah, complete bullshit. So yeah, we'll have a conversation tomorrow. He doesn't want me to go because obviously I know my stuff and I make the company a lot of money. But in order for me to stay, he might go another length when it comes to paying stuff like that. But ultimately, for me, things have got to severely change. I mean, one of the reasons that I'm looking at moving is basically because Tara needs a bit more hand with Leo in the morning. And this new job I don't start at 8:30. The one I'm in now starts at 7:30. So
yeah, well, your life, you know what you're doing.
Well, I had the conversation with one of the managers, put every single point that I had to them, and they literally kind of was like, "What, you haven't said this," and I said, "I have. I said it to the general manager that you sacked, and now we've got the new general manager. I've told that person as well, and they're just not relaying the information. But I'm told to go through them, so I've done my part." And I said, "Is anything that I've said to you incorrect, out of line, or not valid?" And he said, "No." He said, "Everything you said, Scott's absolutely spot on. And to be honest with you, a lot of what you said needs to happen." And I said, "Exactly." And I said, "It's not." I said, "Employ me as a manager, I'll sort it out, and then chuck me back on the road as an engineer." Oh, and it's pretty much as simple as that. So I think when it comes to people need to grow backbones and start firing one or two. Oh, because I'm fed up of getting emails saying you need to be doing this, this, and this, when it's a generic email sent out to every engineer, and not every engineer is causing the same problems as what's in the email. I went, really, that needs to go to the focus group of the people that are offended, and the ones that aren't offended should get the emails saying thank you and well done. But yeah, there's more to it than that. But we'll see tomorrow.
So you handed your notice in then?
Well, last week. So they haven't given me a finish date. So legally, it's 4 weeks from the moment that I hand my notice in. So I spoke to my new job today, and they were asking me if they'd give me a leave date. Yeah, and I said not yet. I said, but legally it is 4 weeks, because that's what's in the contract and stuff. But we'll see what happens tomorrow.
How are you, Lingy Bling, anyway?
Ew, I've caught the lurgy.
Oh, have you? Oh, fair play.
I feel ill as hell.
Wow.
She's completely fine, Jason.
Yeah.
She just couldn't be able to get out of bed for the live. So she thought, if I just sound a bit snuffled up, it means I can lie in bed.
I don't even have a bed. I'm just on a mattress on the floor. I gave my bed away.
Okay. Why?
There's so many jokes around that, but I can't say any of them on YouTube.
Because it was in my way, Jason. Now I've got space.
No, John, no.
Technically, if you've still got the mattress, the amount of ground space is still the same being taken up.
No, because I had a mahogany 4-poster bed.
Yeah, so you've now got the space that the posts took up.
No, the bed was king size. My mattress is double because I couldn't be bothered to buy a king size mattress, so I just put it in the middle and had a moat.
Okay.
Because I am not a materialistic person. I couldn't care less.
What do you mean you're not a materialistic person? You just said you had a 4-poster epoxy bed.
I got it for free from my old work.
Ask her how she got it. Yeah, ask her how she got it.
I fit the whole thing in a Nissan Juke from my old work.
Mike, we had a Discord community, but it never took off. and we had admins and moderators and stuff, and it just weren't doing its thing. And I find WhatsApp just to be just as good.
I kept calling it discharge. I couldn't cope with it.
Well, we had Discord, we had Facebook, group chats, WhatsApp chats. My phone was going ding, 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 ding all day and every day. So literally, we've just gone. Scott's Inverts Tommy's Facebook page group, the Facebook group. There's still the group chats for there, but then we've just got the WhatsApp as well. Hey, Tom. So that would do. It did get to the stage where, you know, like my phone would be going ding, 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 literally every couple of seconds, and it was just too much. So I've left a lot of the group chats for sure. I think I'm in 2 on WhatsApp. I think two invert related ones on WhatsApp, which is a Micro Exotics one and my own, and a non-invert WhatsApp, maybe 2 or 3 non-invert related ones. Facebook group chats, probably about 4 or 5, including the Tarantula one. Cheers, Tom. Appreciate that. Tom's been a member for 23 months. Jesus.
They do get clicky sometimes.
Some of them get very clicky, and that's what I don't like.
No.
And if mine ever got that way, that would be the day I closed it. I say mine, ours. They either get clicky or it's like focused towards selling of something in some way. You know what I mean?
Or
my phone pinged me all day. It's always link.
rude.
Then. Hey, I'm back.
What happened?
I don't know. There's a Freya's iPad, so the bandwidth is all like it's covered in food and cake as well. So. Yeah, I've just ordered a couple of bits from Spa.
Oh yeah.
I got a geniculata and a male chalcondes.
Calcades.
Calcode.
That's the word. I'm a bit dyslexic, so I read different from you. Now I wanted a female, but you know.
I send Ling the Latin names of slugs, and then she gives me a voice note back, so I learn how to pronounce them.
I want a pickle slug.
Damien, are you talking about the stream? Because it's a pinned comment. Of course you can. If you're talking about the WhatsApp chat, as long as you're over the age of 18, yeah. A pickle slug?
Yeah, you get them in New Zealand. It actually looks like a pickle.
Can't say. I'm trying to think back. Can't say I've ever heard of one or seen one.
No, it just popped up when I was looking at your pancake ones. It popped up, and I was like, "Oh my god, I want a pickle slug."
Mate, slugs are they're just underrated. They're another one of these creatures that just get overlooked because they're called slug. And I suppose most people's experiences of slugs are putting down salt or slug pellets in the garden.
Well, yeah.
I mean, these pancake slugs, they extend to 12 centimeters, so they're a good size in length. Half the time they're really thick and flat,
Slimy.
and the little stalks come from underneath them like that. They're absolutely amazing. But the slime, mate, I couldn't explain how difficult the slime is to get off your fingers. It's incredible. But yet these guys go through the soil, come up the other end, and they're completely fine. Whereas if you get the slime on your
slime or
fingers,
jizz.
There's so many double entendres going
slime,
through my head at the moment.
if you get the slime on your fingers, and then you touch the soil, it sticks to your life. Literally,
It's a regular issue for me, I've found.
Yeah, I bought some grubs. You know, the fruit beetle grubs. So I'm going to wait for them to hatch out. I think out of 10, I got 8. They're alive. What are you pouring there? It's got to be a whiskey, isn't it?
I don't drink steaks.
Oh,
water into
I
the
didn't
spider
for about
enclosure because it looked a bit. It's a summer
3 years.
and it just looked a bit dry. So I was like, yeah, I'll get some water into that now. I always do. If I see anything like near to me on a live, when I'm doing this, I'm normally playing about with whatever it is.
You grab me a beer, loves?
No.
Oh.
Don't give him a beer, love. Don't do it. You don't deserve it.
I don't deserve it, apparently.
Give him an empty bottle.
Yeah, so you've had a cracking birthday, yeah?
Yeah. Yeah. Just no difference to any other day.
Well, one day you're going to be as old as me.
That'd be impossible.
Yeah.
Because when I'm as old as you are now, you'll be older than that point.
Oh, Jesus, I'll be like... God knows.
300.
I'll be like... Nearly 7, yeah. I'll still be here, though.
Oh, fasciatus. Look at that bad boy now. I'm going to have to rehouse that. She has
lovely.
molted. See if I can't get it better for you. One of Jeremy's. Hello.
That's
Is that
nice.
Madagascar zebra? Is that a Madagascar zebra?
No. Definitely not. The fasciatus ling.
Oh, sorry.
That is a common name for it, but I just thought I'd wind you up because you don't like common names.
No, Emma got one of those from me in her mystery box. They are fast as fuck.
I had these, and I had the other species of cave spider that was a species something I can't remember, but there was no information on these at the time in the UK. Full stop. I had to go to Belgium and speak to Tim, who was actually still at university at the time, but still well up there on true spiders. Been thinking about the possibility of adding slugs into my Hissa colony. What do you guys think? I wouldn't.
I don't know. Yeah.
I don't think purely because there's the slime on the slugs. Plus, the slugs might not breed with the hisses flying around them.
So I've got hisses. I've got hisses, isopods, and some giant millipedes in a 45 cube. I was wondering what, I don't know. I was just wondering what else I could put in there. I'm going to put a few fruit beetles in there, a bit of some darkling beetles. I don't know if I'd put slugs in there.
Maybe small worms. Help break down the biomass. Maybe small worms to help break down the biomass.
Yeah. Well, what sort of like bloodworms or?
I don't know the specific name for them, but you can buy them for like from bioactive type stores, and they're really like half an inch long. Well, they look like normal worms. Yeah.
Ringworms. Yeah, maybe. I just. But then, if it doesn't work, that little sort of group enclosure, I'll just end up putting something big, a big spider in there eventually, and then move everything out into little separate enclosures.
Could be a right pain in the backside.
Well, yeah, finding them is one thing. They disappeared. Apart from the cockroach, he's gagging to get out all the time. Just sits on you like it's being stroked. Very strange. If you had peppered cockroaches, the big ones.
Yes, long time ago. I'm pretty sure the ones that I had left ended up giving to Terry for DNA. Because at one stage I was going to keep all types of different roach, and then ended up not, and got millipedes breeding in there fine, as well as dominoes and Hoffman Thuggy.
Oh,
domino roaches are pretty cool.
Yeah, they're
Which
little.
is the most
They're little,
sickish tarantula you know of? Says Les.
Which is what?
Most skittish tarantula that you know of.
Skittish? Well, they all are if they're big, don't they?
I didn't like flying around the enclosure job.
I mean, buy rupees got shift on him, eh?
I find they tend to be skittish if you're a bit more heavy-handed.
How's that? Les Hill, is it?
I find my Incy Gold disappears within 2 seconds of looking at it. Wide-eye vertipees, the two grown on things that I've got, tend to disappear.
I mean, anything arboreal can motor, can't it?
Yeah.
I mean,
does anybody ever handle OBTs, or is it always a case of just looking in admire?
I've got about 20 OBTs. I've got every variant.
Unfortunately, my view on handling any spider is no. Cheers, Mum. Thank you, Mum.
Nah, I'm the same, Scott. The simple fact is, transfers don't want to be handled. You're doing it for your own benefit, not theirs.
No.
So leave them alone.
You don't take a fish out of the water and start stroking its head and stuff like that. And the thing we do as humans is try and put the same emotions that we have and feelings onto other animals. And spiders don't feel love and affection like we do, and we think they do. So that's what we get them out for and go, oh, look at you. Oh, yeah, it loves being on my hand. No, you are simply a platform for it to position itself on. And it's as pretty much straightforward as that.
The more you leave it alone,
the other thing I don't like is there's a lot of people, more so on TikTok, will handle, especially the older worlds, under the guise of education. But my problem is, yes, a lot of platforms are over 18, but we all know what the internet's like, and we all know our kids see everything that's on the internet. And if they start seeing people handling spiders, they go into mummy or daddy's spider room, and there's a blue tarantula that's a boreal, and they go, oh, I can get that one out and show my mate. And the Metallica then bites the person, bites the kid. that type of stuff. But fundamentally, spiders just want to be left the fuck alone.
Oh yeah, I do agree. I've mostly got quite docile species at the moment. It's not that, yeah. It's very rarely I get them out, just every now and then. But yeah, but it's their care I like. I like seeing them doing what they're doing, and yeah.
One sec.
So what's Chris up to, Ling? I haven't heard from him for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks.
He's working. Working flat out and exhausting himself. And just
Well, probably since I probably haven't spoke to him since you guys came and saw me.
He hasn't spoken to anyone, not even CFTN. He literally turned up on the day, like the day before the show. No one had heard from him. Like half of them wouldn't.
I did message him. I did message him.
That's it's full of shit when somebody says I'm working so hard and blah 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 because a message takes 2 seconds to send. It takes 2 seconds to reply.
I work hard at not working hard at work.
And I said this to him at the show. You know, he spent a long time getting some really good friends, so he needs to respond to them all.
Do you get to all the shows, Scott?
Try, just depends.
I think there's one in Peterborough, isn't there? I'm going to try and get to that one. November.
Can you send Luke the link on Facebook, please?
Who?
You. Because when I press the 3 dots, I'm not getting it up on my phone to be able to do it. No. That's weird.
You're coughing good, aren't you?
Mad Animal House. I'm wanting to try to go to Wigan show. Yeah, my kids will well informed that they're only in the room with me, says Damien, and only allowed to look. Cheers, Craig. Says happy birthday, Ginger Wanker. Oh, cheers, Ash. Sorry, mate. I missed that one as well. Says happy birthday. Cheers.
Hi, Ash. Hi, Craig.
Yeah, my kid's coming here. Hence, Mrs. saying, I want you to wait for your DWA. So that's what I'm doing.
Are you going to get more venomous species then?
I'll probably just go down the same route as Tim, which is with the scorpions to start with.
Right.
But the youngest needs to get out of his ADHD. I see it as it flows in stages throughout your life. So he needs to go into his maturity stage. So when he comes in here, he switches. And he's not yet. He's very much like, oh, look at it. Oh, yeah, I want to hold that. I want to hold that. I want to hold that. You know what I mean? So everything's cute, and he wants to pick it up, and he wants to love it to death. So until he gets fear and there's respect for the animals, I can't know.
Yeah. Because I don't think we can't even get bark scorpions in this country, can we?
I think they're DWA, yeah.
Yeah. And fat tail, I suppose that's
definitely not.
Yeah,
they're DWA.
Oh. Yeah, a friend of mine at work got stung 3 times by a fat tail in Africa. Twice on one foot, one on the other foot.
Oh, Christ.
He said that's the most excruciating pain he's ever felt in his whole life.
Well, I mean, when you talk to Tim, he'll tell you that there's DWA scorpions, which just because they come under the same banner as the Brutheri, there's no harm to humans at all. But because they're in the same family, they get put straight onto the list, which is a bit of a shame.
Well,
you
yeah.
can get DWA looking scorpions that are completely fine to keep. No,
I've got a
all you've
desert
got to do is look
hairy.
for the thinner clawed one.
I've got a desert hare. He's tiny
Yeah,
at the moment, but
I love the desert species. I do.
yeah, I just want him to grow up a little bit. I'm hoping for a bigger specimen, but he's like a wiener.
It'll grow.
But he seems pretty happy.
Spartan's only been stung by a desert hairy. I've never been stung by a scorpion.
Oh, me. I've never been bit by a tarantula. And I've owned
No.
thousands, literally.
Well, that's all to do with your care, isn't it? And your consideration of the animal.
Yeah, there's only there's 3 times theoretically when you possibly could get bitten, which is when you're rehousing.
Rehousing, breeding, or sending them off.
Or if you're a dumbass like me that picks up a Psychocosmia rickettae because they play dead and I thought it was dead and then it bites me, but I don't feel it because I'm 80% friggin' numb. So I didn't know that I was bleeding for ages.
If you're
until
8% numb, you might as well get. If you're 8% numb, you might as well get rid of your mattress as well, and sleep on the floor.
Do you know what? I actually sleep better on the floor than I did on a bed, like on a frame.
Well, you're so small, you take up very little ground space, don't you?
Yeah, I literally just curl up in a fetal position, so I don't take up very much space at all.
Just going back to the times where you'll get bit. So for the average keeper, it's going to be rehousing, feeding, and maintenance.
Well, breeding as well.
For the average, most people don't breed. So as long as you can think about those processes,
the closest I've got to being was breeding.
Maybe
I was trying to get
when it comes to rehousing, I've used this technique in the past. It's always been successful. There's no room for error, and just repeat the same process. Whether that's a catch cup, a catch tube, or you slightly undo the lid and then put the spider in the bigger enclosure, take the lid off, shut the door, wait for it to come out, get proper settled before you go back in to take the transportation job out.
I have seen posts of people who are trying to do maintenance with their spider, but their spider's in the wrong setup, so their spider is not happy and they get struck because they haven't researched properly the correct husbandry for that species. Just because it's a Lasiodora does not mean all Lasiodora are kept the same. Same with Syriopagmus, Haplopalma. They're not kept the same. You need to research where they are from and their habitat.
So most of the spiders I've got so far are quite hardy, quite basic keeping. So, but I do my research on every spider.
No, Craig.
And a scorpion, you know.
No, Craig.
So I agree with you.
Also, just because you want to see your spider, because you want to enjoy your spider, does not mean that you should just give it 2 inches of substrate when technically, realistically, it needs about 5 inches.
Like, well, exactly. If it wants to go bury, it wants to bury.
You can't keep a fossorial spider or a terrestrial spider that is known to burrow in like that much substrate thinking it's going to be happy. It's not going to be happy. It's like me.
Well, it's not very fair, is it?
Alphoris, for instance.
Yeah, it's like me putting you in a coal shed and going, well, you've got shelter. Like, live with it.
I'll be okay with that.
No walls, nothing to bunker down in, nothing. You've got a roof. Deal with it.
Or naked.
Yeah, naked.
Well, if you've got a roof, you got to have walls as well then.
And what I'll do is I'll shave you, Staceman, as well, because you're so stressed out. You flicked all your hairs at me, so you're bald. So I'll shave you.
No, I'm not up for that.
No, but I'm flicking hairs now. That's like the angry levels that you're putting a spider into if you're not doing it correctly.
Yeah.
Do you go to the shows, by the way? I want to stay away from you, you shaver.
ZX says, I don't have any scorpions, or are they a good choice if you love tarantulas? The Asian forest can be a lot more active than tarantulas. They're not going to climb as much as spiders, obviously, but they will climb up logs and things like that. But I enjoy them, that's for sure. But if you go scorpion, get a grown-on one. Don't get like tiny scorpions. Get one that's at least like inch and a half. Oh,
that's Rudy.
Yeah, there is a lot of like different information about husbandry, but you really do need to look at where your spider's from. Don't just go to the first website and go, oh, that person said it's from Leeds.
I can remember this. I remember it was quite a number of years ago. It's probably about 15 years ago when the Antinuous sort of there's quite a batch of Antinuous coming in the hobby, which are from Peru, and there was a lot of people like keeping their Antinuous around about 25-30 degrees. And I was like, have you seen what the temperature is in Peru? Have you seen the temperature in Peru where these things come from Tababota and places like that? It's 16 degrees. You're keeping them 10 degrees. You're keeping them way too hot.
Yeah,
I dare you to start asking John how you keep this spider and the spider, because he gets really fucking angry about it. He's like,
yeah, he does.
Well, where in the world do they come from? You've only got to research the weather, the conditions there, and it's fucking obvious.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like people. I mean, people do think, like if you've got an African species, it's desert and hot. Have you got any idea the size of Africa? How big the bloody continent is, and the diversity of weather and habitat there. It's immense, even with the variants in the OBTs. Look at the areas they come from; they're quite different, and
also,
different.
Don't just look at the temperature and go, "Oh right, well it says 27 degrees here." That could be the summertime. You need to adjust. You got.
If tarantulas came from England, you'd have to have like 8 different tanks, wouldn't you? Because you'd have to have one at sub-zero, a rainy one.
You do need to have a high and a low, so you need to know. It's not going to be a continuous temperature from day and night. You're going to have a drop at some point. You do need.
Well, you need a little bit of a drop because let's say in the desert, it goes to like nothing, doesn't it? And then back up to like 40.
GBBs, they're from Venezuela, yeah. So they're on like
gorgeous
edge of. They live like near the edge of a desert, so they are arid. Some of them like.
Hey, Courtney.
But in the evening, at night time, the temperatures drop down to like 7 degrees Celsius. It gets cold, and then it goes high again. Like people don't realize that, and that's why people struggle so much to breed them as well.
Thank you, Courtney.
Consideration.
What do you reckon?
The drop.
What do you reckon, Rudy?
What
do you reckon?
That's one of the reasons, like a lot of camel spiders pass away in the hobby, is because people heat them. Great, but you've also got to cool them at night time, and you do have to heat them up like 28 degrees with a heat lamp.
Yeah,
to give them room to burrow as well. And then at night time, you have to recreate those desert conditions, those desert temperature changes, otherwise they pass away. And if they don't pass away, they get thrown in the bin because keepers think they're dead and they're just molting because it takes them so long to molt and goes.
I mean, where I've got mine, I find one of the best things, if it's like mine in the room they're in, is oil-filled radiators are superb because in the morning you get up and you set it to whatever temperature you want to keep the room at during the day, and then when I go to bed at night I turn it down to 16. So it's keeping the room warm in the evening, but it's keeping it at a temperature that would replicate, because all mine are old world, pretty much covers the spectrum for all of them. So it drops at night, and the same for the Balfouri commune in my bedroom as well. That radiator turns off at night, but it won't drop below sort of 15 degrees, 16 degrees. So again, the Balfs all just go to bed and they get up in the morning when it comes back on.
Balfours
sure
need anchor
Ian
points
does
as
that.
well. They
Sorry?
need anchor points.
Yeah, well, they do, and you know, it's. I mean, I've
Cheers,
got like
Chantal. Happy birthday to
tree
the
roots in mine,
Saturday.
but mine that well, you've seen it, Link. The mine have made.
Yeah, but yours is like tree roots, branches. They're able to web. They're able to make their holes.
They've even
they're
gone
able
in the cliff face that I've made. They've even gone in there. They've even built in
exactly.
there.
But there is. I have physically seen some husbandry setups of just half a hollow bark, and that's it. No anchor points, no substrate to burrow in, no other kind of anything in that enclosure. It's just literally a semicircle of bark to make it look aesthetically pleasing to the human eye. That's not about spiders. It's not about aesthetically pleasing to the human eye. We are keeping them because we're interested in how they live. This is an animal of the world that didn't even need to evolve since it started, because it's pretty much
Well,
perfect.
people that spend time and get interested into the hobby are interested in replicating that. But I mean, let's be honest here. I think a huge percentage of people get in tarantulas because they want a creepy pet. They want an exotic pet. They want to be able to go and tell people, I've got a tarantula. Let's be honest, that's how most people got in. And anyone that says I don't fucking accept that for 1 second, most people bought tarantulas because they wanted to be able to say to people,
I also see a lot of setups where they'll have an Aphona palma with like plants and everything in there. They're from Death Valley. Juveniles will live 4 foot up a wall side, and then as they get older, the adults will come down and make 3 different types of burrow with no banana plants around them. There's nothing there.
I'm reliably informed. It's the same with snakes, because I mean, I used to keep snakes years ago. I don't keep them now, but I know a couple of people who do keep snakes and very sort of knowledgeable and experienced with keeping them. And they said that they're one of the worst pets that people buy because they want to own a snake. I haven't got a clue. They're like I think they're one of the most highly sort of rescued exotic pets there are. The number of snakes that are rescued and found.
Snakes and bearded dragons.
Yeah.
And you've got Brachiopalma. So you've got the Amelia and the Auratum. Both of them come from the tropical side of where they're from. So they're in the warmer climates. And then you've got the Smithy.
God, I wish I was in a tropical climate.
You've got the Hamori. They're from the cooler ends of the forest of where they live. So people get that a little bit wrong as well. Because, you know, if you're going to have the more tropical side ones, that's the Amelia and the Auratum. You got to really look at your species and then look at their husbandry, look at where they're from. That drives me mental.
My mate at the moment in the Maldives, he sent me some pictures today. I was well pissed off.
Well, at the moment, I'm going for more basic kind of care. But I research them all. Each one's different, and you got to do these things with your eyes open. You can't, you know. When I was a kid, I had the tiniest little enclosure, and I was probably about 15. I had a Chilean rose. It barely ate. It was massive. It was aggressive. I used to chuck the odd cricket in there, and that was it. And well, that's no enjoyment, is it?
So if you saw my enclosure for my Melipoeus albostriatum, everyone would be like, what the fuck is that? It's literally a box with substrate in it and a few dead leaves. That is it. There's nothing else in there. No water bowl, nothing. Because where they're from is the ground is that dry. The people that are indigenous to that area eat them. And when they go and dig them up, they literally use the dry straw to pull them out and a little pickaxe to dig through the mud, because the mud is that dry and hard that they're burrowed down. Like there's nothing else around them. And mine lives.
Well, that's
like
what they're conserving moisture, aren't they?
Yeah, she's tapping.
In there.
She's loving life. Most of mine are fossorial, so I don't use water dishes. I just soak one side of the substrate all the way down to the bottom.
Would you eat a tarantula?
Yeah.
Do you think it's a bit like crab?
No, they're like inside their abdomen is quite spongy. It's almost like a fishbowl.
Ooh.
So you've got crunchiness, and then you've got the abdomen, which is like a fishbowl.
You've eaten
I
one.
saw somebody eating one on a street on one of these street food things as a review, and they said it was just like almost like a powder when they bit into it.
Yeah, like a fishbowl, Chinese fishbowl. Buy some Chinese fish balls, cook them, and then eat one.
Fish
and you'll know.
balls?
Yeah.
I've never had a fish ball.
Yeah, well, it's not actually fish, but it's like, I don't know
A
what
ball.
it is. The Chinese make them, and it's like a ball, and they're called fish balls. But Scott, you was talking to
How
me
many?
around
How many can you get? How many can you get in your mouth at one time, Ling?
10.
10. Yeah, are they big or little?
Like meatball size.
Oh, yeah, but depends what IKEA meatball or Italian meatball.
I've only had IKEA meatballs once, and I didn't like them.
Minga.
Yeah.
Minga.
It's not.
No, I saw I saw a little news feed thing the other day, and it said how Africa are making so much money out of centipedes, and I clicked on it thinking, oh, because they're selling them. No, because they're eating them.
Yeah, but then you've got to be careful with them. They carry such parasites that don't actually die when you cook them as well. So you need to be careful.
Ooh, I don't want to eat a centipede.
Crikey, there I was being so tempted by eating a centipede, and you've just put me off it.
Oh, we'll get a bit of spicy sauce slipped in a kebab.
It's like a bit of jerky. It's like a bit of jerky.
Just think each little leg is like a little chicken wing.
You don't really take no notice of the legs.
Oh, it's the body.
Yeah, it's like jerky. You gotta, because the exoskeleton, like the exuvium, is quite tough.
Oh,
I think we were talking about this in the show, weren't we, Scott?
Yeah.
Very briefly.
Yeah.
I can eat most things. I don't think I could eat a millipede.
I wouldn't want to eat a millipede. They eat shit.
Hello.
Yes, bro.
Hey, Luke.
How are you?
Oh, hello.
Let's put my volume up so I can hear you all. Cool.
That's quite nice of you to join. And Ling says they eat shit.
But
Millipedes
first and
do eat
foremost,
shit.
Scott, I'd like to wish you a very happy birthday, mate. For the second time.
Cheers, brother.
today.
Yeah,
How's
yeah,
your
it is,
day
yeah.
been?
I've been at work. Came home from work. Tara got me a ring light, the smaller one, not the larger one.
What, like a ball cock ring?
It's this one, and I wanted the one that was like that.
Oh,
Mate,
okay.
your camera
ADHD brain
quality-
can't get it. I can't. The ADHD in me is not letting me letting me drop it. Do you know what I mean?
Mate, your camera quality is already so much better than mine. This is an old laptop, but
what phone you on, Luke?
oh, this is on my laptop. I don't trust my phone, you see, because I lost my my charger, so I'm charging it on the BTS stand. I'll show you.
Bye.
I'm charging it on this, and I'm on.
Oh, yeah.
I'm on the laptop on this occasion.
Because give the lens a wipe.
I've tried to do that, but I think my laptop's just well old. I think I need to
Because
upgrade.
even my phone looks shit. But this is HD as well.
You got a
Yeah,
beauty
you look
filter
like
on it,
you're
yeah.
in
Because
HD.
we can now stream in HD on this platform. So if you go into the settings for your camera on StreamYard and click HD, it comes up in HD.
No, okay, maybe I shouldn't have done that. Is my face fuzzy? I feel like the camera quality ain't great, is it?
No.
It's a beauty filter.
Hey, Tristan. Tristan says, I've collected all the giant myriapods and arachnids. Already got T-Blondie, Swamadami, and a young giant Vinegaroon. What should I get next? Hypothesis.
Or maybe you
Got
could
the
go for
species
one of
white legs,
the.
giant white.
Could potentially go for some of the real big Scolopendra if you fancy it. Some of them are huge.
They've got
man.
white legs. He's got white legs and a giant whip.
Mm. What other ones could you
That's
go
a good
for?
t-shirt.
Yeah.
That's a good t-shirt, Luke.
Thank you, man.
Get-
Thank you. I'm seeing them.
It's not a Primark one, is it? It's not.
No. I've seen Pantera at Download last year, and
Nice.
Hey, right, Euphoria.
me, my dad, my mum, my mate, and my brother and his missus are actually going to see them again. It's the same day as Taunton, unfortunately. So we're having to leave Taunton an hour early to get back to it. First time we've left the show early, but for Pantera, it's got to be done. My dad's never seen them, so
Oh, nice.
yeah.
Have you seen Ozzy Osbourne's they're gonna play, aren't they?
Yeah, mate. I was talking to my parents about it. I owe them a gig ticket, and that's the one that they want to go to. And yeah,
God, it's gonna be
it's
so
gonna
much
cost
money.
me a little bit of money if I can get it.
It's Metallica, Guns N' Roses. Yeah,
There's
everybody.
Pantera, Alice in Chains, Metallica,
Dude.
Georgia, Hailstorm.
Epic.
Yeah, it's going to be mental, mate. I'd imagine getting tickets for that is going to be neon impossible, but we're going to try.
Yeah. Well, my missus just said, I'll be up for that. I just ordered a couple of spiders from you guys, Luke.
Oh, amazing! What did you get?
Yeah, I got a female. How do you say it, Ling?
Calcody.
Chipon. Yeah.
Oh, it was a male.
So for,
yeah, male. I wanted a female, but you only had a female, a male. So, and a chick. How do you say it?
definitely.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, mate, a Gina Colada is a fantastic choice. And although the Found Palmer Calcodes are males, I think
they live a long time.
He could possibly mature his next molt, but he's quite fresh, so you'll have a fair amount of time with him. Plus, seeing as you're in the group chats on
Luke,
WhatsApp, our friend
you're
AA,
better.
Sorry.
What
Our
can you
friend
do
AA,
the common name as
he
well?
keeps a lot of Calcodes, so if he does mature male,
Thank you.
there's definitely somebody that you could loan him to or figure something out with. Because Mark's fantastic, and he's got an obsession with Calcodes, so yeah.
What's
Females
the common name? Just people are asking in chat. Is it Arizonian blonde?
There's a blonde in it?
Yeah. I'm not so fantastic with the common names, I must admit.
So Mark's
it's a chunkier,
male.
it's a chunkier one, isn't it?
Yeah. But he's relatively fresh molt, so he's got plenty of life left in him. And being in a Fauna Palmer, I wouldn't imagine he'll molt again now for probably 2 years. That's just called Mark and even post maturity, he does live longer.
Straight away, yeah.
Are sexually dimorphic upon maturity, so when the males mature, they turn a darker brown.
Cheers, Mark.
You've just triggered Mark.
Arizonian blonde sometimes could be New River Rust from as well.
This is
Mark's
that's a different species. That's a different version, isn't it?
Well, you're both in the WhatsApp.
Yeah, this is the problem with the common names. You see, they get mixed up a little bit. Like there is a few different species of Fauna Palmer, and for example, there's a few different species, well, more than a few that are given a nickname of a red rump of some sort. So, yeah, but the Calcodes is the Arizona blonde. And
the Diamondback, I've never seen one of them before.
Yeah, the Diamondback are really quite small for the Fauna Palmer species. They get to roughly half the size of Calcodes, and their back set of legs is dark brown, whereas their front set of legs are like a cream.
Oh.
Tristan says, also, do you all like or Facebook groups?
Sorry,
when I first started, I was all over Facebook groups. and then a few conversations with people like Luke, and you go over to Arachnoboard, and there is literally decades of information on there.
Yeah. What I would say from myself is when I started in this hobby, when I got my first spiders, for many years, Facebook wasn't actually a thing back then. So I was on Arachno boards. I was on Arachno boards, Bug Nation, Arachno Files, Reptile Forums UK, and they were all forums online. And they were fantastic back in the day. They were a bit more streamlined than what Facebook is now. But I've used both. Yeah, Arachnoboard is fantastic. If you're struggling to find some information, if you simply put a question into the Google search, quite often it'll bring up old posts on the Arachnoboards where you can find that information. And furthermore to that, Arachnoboards, they've done this nice thing on there where it's called genus photo threads. So if you go on to their photo thread section on the Arachnoboards, you can go through a picture gallery labeled by genus, and you click on that genus. So, for example, Perslephiria, and Perslephiria, I think it's got maybe like 200 pages of pictures of different Perslephiria from different members on the forum. It is a wealth of information on there. I'd recommend anybody checks that place out. But yeah, these days it's more so Facebook.
I think they still.
I quite like the information sheets and geoscopes.
Yeah,
a lot of my Pampho photos went on Arachnoboards because I had so many, of so many different species. I mean, I had the only Bolivian Antinuous in the UK, and I had the first Solaris in the UK. But I had some. Cupius. I had the only Cupius as well. So I put them on. Aquatica I had as well. I had some of the really obscure ones. It took me years to track some of these down. Most of them all came from Europe.
My head looks massive compared to you guys.
Weber and others like that.
It's a really good place, like you saying yourself, Jason, like putting pictures on there. I actually had a photo thread when I must have been probably 14, 15. And I had it on Arachno Files, and I had it on Bug Nation, and I had it on Arachnoboards. And my gamer tag then, my name on there, my username was 8-Legged Freak, and I cannot find it for the life of me. I'd love to look at some of the old pictures I used to take.
Yeah.
I
mean, I managed to save a few of mine on my Facebook page. They're still on there. They're actually on my Facebook profile is actually an album called Pamphos, and there's a load in there. Because I can remember for quite a while, I can't remember who told me, but if you Google chicken spider, my post I did, because I had the first ones that Ben got from Tabagota, and I had the first ones in the UK. It was number one on Google. My photos that I put up, they were the number one for a while on Google, and I did a write up on them as well. I had some information off Ben and John. John was involved in it as well, actually. John Horner. And yeah, it was. We did this right. I don't think that was on Arachnoboards. It wasn't on Arachnoboards. I can't think what platform we put it on, or it was put on. But yeah,
there was quite a few in the day.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, there was that one, and
going back to what you said about the Bolivian Antinous, I was actually quite lucky last year to pick up an adult female Bolivian Antinous. And since I've had her, she's been a little bit shaky. I don't know her original origin, but she's looked a little bit shaky.
It must have come from the stock that Ben had, because that's all there was. Because there was nothing out, unless something changed in the 5 years I was away.
Well, there
were 12. There was 12 that he sold. He sold 12. I had 4 of the 12.
I mean, this female, I've been meaning to picture her for my social media pages. And she looks totally different to my Peruvian Big Black. And I'm just waiting for her to molt. She had looked a little bit shaky, but she's doing really well now. There's something a little bit off. So as soon as I'll get a molt from her, I'll picture her. If that doesn't happen, if I do lose her, I'll keep the body, and I'll send it off, because she is strikingly different to the Antinous that I've kept before. She's got a lot more hair on her legs.
Did you see the? I don't know if you ever saw the photos I had of that. It was a wild caught female, Pukulpa, and she was huge. She was. I mean, I measured the molt. I mean, I've got photographs of Erin holding them. Erin had to hold the molt with 2 hands. It was 10-inch leg span on it. And I've got a photograph of when with the molt. I got the fangs out, and the fangs were absolutely. They're the biggest fangs I've ever had on a tarantula. And I mean, I've had T blondies. I've had the Xenethus white. You know, I've had some of the biggest spiders, and this poor culp, unfortunately she died, but say she was wild caught, so I've no idea what age. I mean, I had her for about 5 years, I'm guessing, around about 5 years, and then one day she just carked it, but like I say, because she was wild caught, but she was, I think she's probably the biggest tarantula I've owned.
I don't know if you've experienced this, but this female, I mean, she smashed her food yesterday. She's got to be quite old. I can't really explain it any better than this. So like when she stands on her tiptoes or when she's eating, she's sort of like their movements.
Oh,
sort
the
pulsing.
Like almost, yeah.
Sort of like it's circulation almost.
I've got a video of the Pukulpa. She was so lazy, she'd literally wait for the thing to walk past, and then she'd just casually turn around and grab it. But I mean, you could give her full-grown locust, you could give her full-grown hissing cockroaches. She was so big, but
it's
she
just
did
the
movement. If I can find the video, I'll send it to you, and it's probably very similar from what you're saying. I'm sure it's on my Facebook page.
An older female, because I've seen spiders do it before, but it's like she struggles to hold herself upright, so she'll be standing in this typical stance, and then it's like she's just weak, so she just gradually does that until she settles like sort of flat. So I haven't wanted to picture her yet. I mean, regardless, as I say, I'll save the body because she's amazing. If I can get a molt out of her, then I should be able to get some real nice pictures. I mean, I could do some pictures now, but she's more so browned off a little bit because she's approaching molt and not looking her best.
If I remember rightly, they're quite sort of dull anyway. The Bolivian ones were. They hadn't got the shiny effect of the Peruvian species.
No. What's this question? Do you have any swim
No Swarm Army, no white leg.
No, I don't keep either of them. The biggest tarantula in my collection, for my arboreal stuff, I do own Ruflata, not quite adult. So my biggest arboreal would probably be one of my Ornatas. She's huge. As for terrestrial ground living, it would probably be No, T Blondie. I've got a few T Blondie females here. I've paired a couple of them, and to be honest, the male's leg span is probably a bit bigger, but in terms of weight, the females are just chunks of spiders. But my mature male Blondie I've got here, his leg span's crazy. It's probably bigger than the females, just about maybe.
Anybody that's new to the stream or go on, sorry.
Scott. People realise how big Xenethus get as well. They get massive.
Well, Xenethus white. I believe, unless my memory's altered, I'm not remembering it. But Xenethus white was certainly the biggest out of the Xenethus.
I think that. I've got a huge Xenethus white female in the freezer. I had her for a few years, and she is massive. I mean, I think a lot of people underestimate how big the Xenethus get. Like you say, I mean, I've seen people post on Facebook saying they're sub-adult Xenethus, and I'm like, that's got a few more months to go. Yeah, they are big old spiders.
I think I had every species of Xenethus. Again, I think pretty much all mine. I had several megaloscopic. I think I had 6 whites, and I know Ben posted his female white, and I'm sure she had in excess of a 10-inch leg span. I remember, but again, I'm going back like at least 10 years now.
You get big.
I think the only one I haven't got is the Megaseta, but I haven't seen them available yet.
No,
what's in Daddy's pocket?
I've heard of them over in Europe. I haven't read up or about them much at all. I haven't seen them available, but I have heard of them. So yeah, we'll see if
they're ace. I mean, I think if you want, I don't know why they're so overlooked, because I mean, I say I had well over £300 for Beatus, and I'm sure I had sort of 31, 32 species, and I got into Zenethis sort of quite later on, and I always used to say, I mean, the best Pantho I ever owned was the Nigricolor 2. The Nigricolor 2 were they were so lively, so showy. They got amazing markings.
The finest Nigricolor, is it?
Sorry,
is it the finest Nigricolor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I used to say to people, but if you want a big, lively South American spider, I said, don't go down the route of Panthos, because they're slow, sluggish, they hide away. Get a Zenethis. I said, those things just sit out in the open. They're so showy, they're colourful. Okay, you're probably going to pay a bit more than you're going to for some Pantho species, but yeah.
Boys, quickly, can you just refer to them as Niger, just in case YouTube go...
Who?
Is that all right? Just refer to it as Niger.
Niger?
Because Niger colour form too, that type
But
of
we
thing.
won't say the spider that we were all trying to say at the show then, shall we, Luke?
Now the type 2, so I've got type 1 and type 2 here, and my type 2 are a lot younger than my type 1, so I can't really compare them at the moment. Yeah.
So the type 1 is just the true Niger color. That's wrong. How I said it is right, because if you look at the spelling, Niger doesn't work. But anyway, yeah, because I had those as well, and I mean they were fantastic. Because obviously people used to buy them by the spec one, which is obviously from Ecuador, which is the false one. You know, this was the issue. There was so much shit coming out of Ecuador. That was probably in the hobby now was diluted into a hybrid species anyway. I mean, a lot of the European Pantho breeders wouldn't touch, you know, Platyoma, Nigricolor, and any of those, you know, because they.
I don't keep any of the Ecuador. No, not any of the.
No, I mean the only ones from Ecuador that I mean, I think one of the best Panthos comes from Ecuador, which obviously is the Ultramarinus, which is absolutely stunning. And
the Ultramarinus,
they can live pretty long, Kristen, if kept correctly.
Sorry?
Yeah.
Sorry?
I was reading one of the comments.
No, the Ultramarinus are really nice.
Stickers, Scott.
Sorry?
Do you still do stickers and spiders and all that? Do you do stickers? Just for Freya, that's all.
I do.
She loves a sticker.
I do Scott's inverse ones.
I might have
she'd love
some of Scott's stickers to include in your parcel somewhere, but I don't think so. I think they went ages ago. I can have a little.
Have I got to get you some more?
Yes, please, my friend. Yes, please.
Yeah, for anybody new to the hobby or new to the streams, Luke, who's just joined us, owns the spiders.co.uk. Channel members get 15% off his website apart from the sale items. But Luke is one of the
I didn't do that. I paid full price.
And yeah, he's loved by us all. He's just a fantastic dude. But if anybody of you's wondering who's this guy that's just come on with so much information, he owns Spar Spiders.
Wow, thank you, Scott. I appreciate it. And to reply to you, Mark, all I'm going to say is we'll be
I see yes, then.
We'll be getting some good stuff in this year. We'll have a nice update for Barnsley, but our biggest update of the year is coming in preparation for the BTS in May, and I'm just going to leave it there. I don't like to talk too much about.
That's no surprise with you, Luke, though, is it?
No,
your biggest update will be for the BTS.
Oh yeah, BTS is going to be fantastic. I think we've got 6 tables this year in comparison to. I mean, we do 3 at each of the shows, and for BTS we've gone to 6. So yeah, our best table of the year is BTS, and that's because I mean I've gone to the BTS show since I was 13, 14 years old, and it's in my hometown, so we like to go all out. For the BTS is the big one, but yeah, throughout the year we'll have some interesting things hitting the
So where else is the BTS one?
Sorry?
Yeah, so
Whereabouts is it? The BTS one?
It's held at the Warwickshire Exhibition Centre, and that is literally 7-8 minutes from my house. So it's a real local show.
20 minutes from
I'm trying to think if I've
Coventry
been
if you're
to
coming
that one.
down
I
there.
can't.
Yeah, it's a Coventry Leamington Spa between the two, essentially.
Yeah, I've got a funny feeling I've been there.
Do you want the link for the WhatsApp group, or do you want the link to join us?
Who?
Because the link to join is pinned comment. WhatsApp group link will drop it in if you like.
yeah,
WhatsApp group, you've got to be over 18.
it's a pity that these things are they're on quite late because Freya would love to see all you guys.
Have you got any?
I mean, I must say to anybody that's
Bye, madam. Take care.
and I did say in one of the group chats earlier, I mean, not even just speaking for myself, but I'm one of the traders, but the shows throughout the year, there's so many of them now. I mean, we traded at 19 last year. We'll do roughly about the same amount this year. But if you can get to any of the shows, they're the best places because they're the place to meet like-minded people, to speak to like-minded people. You also get to pick your individual spiders or invertebrates on the day. You get to speak to the traders. Typically, prices are cheaper, and there is so much more at shows than there is that you can find online. I mean, I really would encourage anybody, if they can, to attend any of the shows because they're all fantastic.
Well,
that's where it started from me. When I was a lot younger, I never really used to buy online. I used to save my money for the BTS and Cs. And now, fast forward to today, we've got an abundance of shows all around the country. So anybody that's umming and ahhing about any shows, absolutely take the plunge because they are just fantastic. They're really, really.
It's terrible though because you walk. I mean, I was saying when I was with Ling at the Coventry one. I said to Ling, I said, "I'm not buying anything today. I don't need anything."
Yeah, that doesn't happen.
I'm just on sale. My boot was full. I kept walking back to the car with armfuls of stuff.
You was walking around with nothing, and then next minute you just walked past me and went, "I bought ants."
Yeah.
That was it. You were off, and I was like, "All right."
No, but genuinely,
look how many of the fucking things I've got now.
I'm hoping to get to the Peterborough one. Unfortunately, Freya's. I don't know. We're at a stage now where she's quite psychotic. Now we're trying to manage that. So we can barely take her to the shops, let alone take her to a show. We can't even get her out of the house at the moment. No.
I mean, I am sorry to hear, but what I must say is that the invert shows are so accommodating.
But she'd love it.
Yeah. I mean,
then she says she hates it. Then she says she loves it. Then she says she hates it. And then she loves it. And
go on, Spartan.
It's not her though. She loves it. I know she does. You see that little video we did, and she's like trying to stroke the curly hair.
Luke, just jump in quickly. Luke, have you got any Xenethis then? I mean, as in for sale.
For sale, going to the shows. I do have Megascopula.
Okay.
So I'm bringing them, but I had, I think, around 7 or 8 pairs, and it's funny because they came in through a friend of mine.
What sort did you have? Sorry,
Megascopula. And so I've got my breeding project on Xenethis this year. So I'm working with each of the species this year. They're in the breeding programs. Going to the shows, I've got males of Imanus and Intermedia. I've got younger Imanus around about juvenile size, and I have got Megascopula pairs, but they came from a friend of mine, had 5 or 6 pairs come in, and we labeled them all. I gave them to my dad to label, and when I counted them up after, there was 1 extra male and 1 less female. So along the lot of them, some of them were labelled wrong, so I've had to keep them all to sex them again. So yeah, I will have Megascopula. I just need to go through and get skins for them. But hopefully throughout the year, I'll see. we've bred a lot of spiders here over the years. I haven't really looked much into the cool species until end of last year, beginning of this year. So yeah, with Xenenophis, I'm trying my hand at breeding the majority of the species this year.
Yeah,
Well,
I think I'd like to get a
I've got to
couple
make
of
a move,
whites.
guys. I've got to make a move, guys. I just want to say happy birthday
Right,
to
thank-
Scott. You're
Thank you very
beautiful.
much.
Lynn, hope you get better. Keep
Thank
coughing. All you guys, Geezer in the corner. Luke, you're a
He's
diamond.
very cool. That's that smart spider guy. Check his channel out.
Yeah, yeah. And
You
I'll
feel
go in the
like you're in his
corner,
front room with
stroking a
him.
pussy in the corner.
Charlotte,
Yeah,
Charlotte,
yeah,
I've been in WhatsApp group as well as Link and Luke.
yeah. I
I just
love
want to
you all,
say hello,
guys.
Charlotte. By the way, hey.
Yeah, Charlotte. Yeah, Rudy kept looking when you kept seeing a little pair of ears pop up. All right, I love you guys.
Cool.
Yeah, layers.
Ciao.
See you, man.
See you later.
Yeah, I think I'd like to. I'd like to add whites to my collection again. I do miss owning them.
I have got whites, and I should have males maturing this year. I mean, I did start the project late last year, but because I've got so many Panther Beaters and Xenenophis in the collection now, and a limited amount of space, I've actually changed one of my rooms. So now I've got a cool room and a hot room, so I can winter them properly and condition them.
Yeah.
So yeah, this year we're going to give it a proper go. But yeah, whites. I've got a handful of whites.
Yeah, I think I'd like. I was thinking about it a while ago actually about that.
Xenenophis are fantastic. I mean,
they are. I think
one of
they're
them
South
spiders.
American. They're definitely one of the best from South America. You can
I've
get.
got
I mean,
Megan
don't get me wrong. I love tea blondies. I think tea blondies are awesome. Do you know I've never owned a Sturmey. I've never owned. I've had tea blondies. I've had apophoses, but I've never owned a Sturmey. 20 years of keeping tarantulas, never owned a Sturmey.
No, that's Sturmey. I keep all three here. I mean, I do like the big spiders. They take up a bit more space, but they're so impressive. But going back to the Xenenophis are one of them spiders whereby if you've seen the picture on Google and you didn't know spiders, you'd probably think that's a Photoshop job. You would. I mean, how a spider looks like that with a pink starburst carapace? I wouldn't believe that personally if I didn't know spiders. They are an outrageous looking spider, especially the males when they mature with the femurs and the purples in the legs and stuff. They're an amazing looking spider, and for as big as they get, yeah, they're a really colourful giant.
And they've got a good temperament as well. I never had any issues with them at all.
No.
Again, you've got to be sensible with them.
They're like cactus asses.
The only one that I would say, one species that I've found to be really reclusive and really quite skittish is the blues. God, some of my blues are wild, mate. They really are. I've got a blue male here.
What was the one that was like the blue? Was it Omni Xenethus? What was it called? The Omni. It was.
I'm not sure.
I can't think what it was called now.
There's a few species that came in, like the backfire and stuff. I haven't looked into them because I just don't know.
Yeah, I had blue, but then I had it was Omni something. It was called. I can't think what the sodding name of it was now. I'll wake up at 2:00 in the morning and that was it. It'll come to me then.
No, yeah. Out of all of the ones that I keep, the blues are really skittish. They really are. In comparison to the other ones, a lot of the ones I'll lift the lids off. They're not fussed. They don't care. But the blues, as soon as I touch them, they're running. And the blues are actually, from what I've found at least, they're probably the smallest of the genus, aren't they?
Yeah, I think they are. They are actually.
I'm gonna just run for a wee. I'll be right back.
I've got a bright on my wall.
On your wall?
Only because, well, she passed away, so
I
put her on my wall.
Yeah, I had.
That's what Zedek was talking about earlier when he referred to the pink toe, the Sturmey.
Okay. And then I had And then I've got Megascopula and I've got Emanus and I've got an Emanus subadult male there, which I'm waiting to molt out with my female conditioning downstairs.
Yeah, so I had pretty much everything of there's an Epis that was available at the time anyway. I think
What had Sturmy, Jason? I'm waiting for my Sturmy to drop. So if she drops and I'm successful, you might have some Sturmy coming your way.
Oh, am I going to get them as a present?
Yeah.
Oh, bless you. I'll buy you dinner again when you come and see me.
No. I don't think Dracula will let you do that again.
Dracula?
Yeah. The Latvian.
Oh, right, okay. Do you know, I've actually got to do I was literally watching Nosferatu the other day, the new one that's just come out. I was watching Nosferatu because I'm doing some drawings now to take to Comic-Con to get signed. So I'm doing a Predator one, but I'm 60 hours now on my Predator drawing. I've still not finished it.
Yeah.
And I've got an Aliens one to do next. They've got about 5 or 6 people from the Aliens, the 1986 Aliens film. And I was watching Nosferatu, and literally it came up while I was watching it that at Comic-Con, Nicholas Hoult, who plays the husband in Nosferatu, is going to be there. So I thought, okay, I might have enough time to get a third drawing in before that. So that'll be my third one. I'm going to draw Olaf with him holding the locket, and then just do the writing beneath it. So
is a Sturmy known as a pink foot? Sturmy's not known as a pink foot, is it?
No, Apophosis is pink foot.
It's known as the Burgundy Goliath.
Yeah, but the slings have pink feet. The Sturmy slings have pink feet.
Yeah.
That's how you tell Sturmy from T Blondie when they're
Sturmy
slings. T Blondie
and
don't
the
have pink feet.
have the pink feet, whereas Blondie don't.
Yeah, but when they're older, they don't.
No, they don't. I mean, when they're older, none of them really have the pink feet. But yeah,
I found Apophosis with the more leggy ones, weren't they? They're more leggy, whereas the other two are more bulk.
Yeah. The Apophosis is the males are absolutely glorious. The males are real nice. They're more of a deep chocolate brown, I find. Yeah, they're all very similar. I mean, to be honest, some of the carapaces on the Sturmy that I've got here are wild. I mean, they're all quite different, but they're all just real big spiders that you don't want to get haired by. May I add?
No, that's I developed because I used to have a lot of my pamphs in here, and I developed a terrible reaction to the hairs. So I think literally the only South American tarantulas I've got at the moment are the two blondies I've got. I haven't got anything else from South America. Everything else I've got, all the others are all old world now.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I've got quite accustomed to the hair now. I am actually doing a talk at Thornton, and it's the subject is loosely on my opinions on New Worlds and Old Worlds, and maybe dispelling some beliefs that people might have when it comes to transitioning to Old Worlds. So I'll save that for the day. But I've got a bit of an interesting take.
I think the rule of thumb with it still stands that if you're a beginner and a learner, then you need to go New World, and Old World is as you gain more experience and confidence.
I think that is true to a degree, but it depends on the kind of person that you are as well as. Because, for example, I would sooner show somebody in Old World in my collection than I would pull a Brachopama Bowmai and open the lid on it. Because I can't pick up some of the Brachopama Bowmai I've got here without them kicking a load of hair at me. 9 times out of 10, when I open their tubs, I'm left itching. Whereas the Old Worlds, so long as they're set up appropriately, they're no bother. So I understand when it comes to rehousing and stuff, but when it comes down to the potency, and people talk about the potency of getting bitten and stuff,
that's on the basis of you being there in the room with your experience. If this is somebody buying a spider for themselves and they're on their own and they've never owned one before,
and also cockiness.
You know, a New World, an Old World, And a new world's going to kick hairs. They're going to itch. An old world's probably going to bite them, and that's going to really.
But I wouldn't necessarily agree with that personally, because I would actually say some of the Brachiopoda species are more defensive, but their defense is to kick hair, whereas old worlds are to bite. But if you've done your read up on tarantulas and you've done your read up and you've gained the knowledge that you need to own a pet spider, then I'd like to think that
But there's a lot of ifs in that. There's a lot of ifs in that, and we
But
all
a
know
New
we've
World
all been in the
spider
hobby.
but a
We
New
all
World-
know a lot of people don't do their research. The number
there's
of
also a
times,
lot of
the number of
people
times I've
who are-
seen posts where somebody's posted, "I've bought this spider. How often do I feed it? How warm do I need to keep it? Is this the right setup for it?" And I'm like, you should have done all this before you bought the bloody thing. If I bought, if I sat here with a Rottweiler and said, "How often do I need to walk this? Do I need to feed?" You'd be chastised to hell for that.
I mean, while I'd agree it's definitely best to start off with a New World, I mean, from my own experience selling at the shows, I have a lot of customers that come to me and have done up until and beyond a year where they're only keeping the New World, because I think the Old World is spoken about in a way. I mean, they speak about some of the Old World species in a way where it sort of sells it, like say the Selena Cosmia javanensis, where they're called the Java Fury, and you read the description on the spider shop. If you have that spider set up correctly, you would put it this way, right? I would put it like this. In my experience of keeping spiders, I have never had a spider attack me. I wouldn't say they're aggressive, because aggressive would be more so
it's kind of the wrong word, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think a lot of the Old Worlds get a bad rep. That's all I'm saying. And I would genuinely say some Brachiopoda and some New World species are just as defensive as the Old Worlds. Just because their first defense is to kick hair doesn't mean that they're less defensive, in my opinion. And when it comes to getting bit by a spider, okay, yeah, the Old World will be more potent. But I've kept spiders, and I'm sure all of you have. I mean, I've kept my spiders for 19 years now, and I've never been bitten, and I pack them and stuff, and often I'm quite busy. And I just think that the Old Worlds don't deserve what they've been given, so to speak.
Bad media all the time, yeah.
I think they're stereotyped that way, though, from poor husbandry and overconfident keepers who are quite cocky with them, and then something happens and then they get that stereotyped label because they're like, "Oh well, I was doing this."
It stems back to 15 years ago when they started becoming more sort of known in the hobby, and it was always that was the label it was given. These are for, if you went online 15 years ago to buy anything from Africa or Asia, it was labeled quite clearly. If you went on, I can't remember the name of some of the online shops then, but as experienced keeper only. That was always emblazoned on it. I think Cobalt Blues was an infamous one for experienced keepers only. And so that's what you saw, because there weren't even the Facebook chat groups then particularly. There wasn't that much. There certainly wasn't YouTube. There was none of this.
And I
even
just
10 years ago, that was the case. People would go, "Oh, you can't have an Old World if you just started in the hobby." No, you've got to be really experienced. Because I remember experiencing that.
Like, I get to Jeanette's comment. I hope I pronounce your name right, but that's exactly what I mean. I'm by no means. I don't want to dive into, "Hey, look, you should get an Old World as your first spider." I just want to dispel the myths of Old Worlds as general, because for me, if I had a camera set up in my spider room of me feeding and going about my daily routine of my spiders, you would think the New Worlds are the ones that you got to watch out for, because you'll see me open lids and stand back like, "Oh God." Whereas the Old Worlds, housed correctly, their first instinct when I pick up their tub is to retreat or go to their hide. If you've got, say, for example, a P. marinus or an OBT, as many of them know, if you've got them in an inadequate enclosure and you open it up and you're quite heavy-handed, that spider can, of course, run out. Absolutely. But with the right husbandry, I personally think that it's not as a big a step as some people might think. When it comes to rehousing and stuff, of course, you know, you've got to treat them with a bit more respect. But I just want to dispel a couple of myths between old worlds
Yeah, I
and
mean,
new worlds.
I've got a couple of hundred old worlds myself, and I've actually keeping OBTs for the first time. I've managed to get several of every variant. And I mean, I've taken the lids off and they've been sat on the inside of the jar lid, and I've had no issues with them at all. And I don't know, I might be talking to Ling about it, or Chris or Scott, I can't remember who. And I've said to them, I said, all this stuff that, you know, when I started 20 years ago and all this stuff about OBT, I said, I'm not seeing that. I'm not seeing that at all. I said, obviously, I'm not shoving my hand near it. I said, but they're not.
Them, isn't it?
Sorry?
That type of press sold them.
Oh Christ! Of course it did.
You know, if somebody said I've got an OBT, you know, 200 for sale, they're fucking run across your front room and kill your kids,
screaming
go,
banshees that they are.
Oh, I want one of them. Yeah, I want one of them.
Well, I know I was.
You know what I mean? And
Scott, I mean,
sold.
I'd never kept by rupees. So I think I've got 8 by rupees. And I was talking to you about this last time we chatted, I think, and because I said people were saying to me, "Oh, they run, they bolt." I said, I've rehoused one. I mean, I had that video of one jumping out of the small enclosure into the big. It literally jumped straight into the enclosure. I was trying to put it in. No issues with them at all. And none of mine have bolted, not at all. And this now, because they're in big enclosures now that Natalie's made, they're in good stuff, and they've literally blanket webbed the whole thing. All of them have in there, each in the make huge webs.
Yeah, I mean, this is essentially what we're talking about now. Is what I sort of wanted to talk on.
Hey, Steph.
I think it's quite important.
Hi, Steph.
I mean, the comment about the Sturmies, how much a Sturmy is now? Oh,
Sturmy, 40 quid.
Yeah, from spiderlings between 40 and 50. It's funny how the genus of Ferrophosa variates in their pricing, because it was only probably 7 years ago where Apophysis were £90 a spiderling, and now they're all the way down to what, about 40?
Yeah, but look at Fankay Reds. Look how much Fankay Reds have come down. I was on the spider shop just a few days ago. Actually, I was having a little look, and I couldn't believe how cheap Fankay Reds were. I mean, I bought 10 Fankay Reds from Damien. And I bought them because I bought a bulk. He did it at a discount, and I paid a hell of a lot more each than what they are now on Spider Shop.
I've got a theory about the Fankay Reds, to be honest.
Sorry?
I've got a theory about the Fankay Reds and such spiders.
Is it a theory you're prepared to share?
Yeah, I mean, I'm very happy to share all sorts. So I also got a lot of them around about the same time as you via Damien, and the price was obviously very high. I am aware that they have came into the hobby via the wild. So egg sacs are being collected and sold, and that's what's drove the price down. So the original ones in the hobby were from original collected wild specimens, which he's then produced from. And since then, egg sacs have been harvested from the wild and sold at source. So, I mean, of source, they're a lot cheaper buying them from the source. So yeah, I think they've came in that way. The same way as such with the Vietnam Silver. The Vietnam Silver, they were about £145, and then within a year they were £50. It's the same thing, I think.
Well, Pulchripes, I can remember when Pulchripes came into the hobby, and I can remember, I think Lee Beck was the first person I can remember buying them. And this is when Pulchripes first came, and they were, I think this is going back, I would say, a good 12, 14 years, whatever it was ago, at least 10, and they were 60, 70 quid each, maybe a bit more than that. And look how priced they are now.
Oh yeah, I remember when
I mean, they
Balfouri
literally they crashed within it. Well, you'll remember if you would, because you were doing it yourself. I mean, they crashed within a year. I think the price of them came rocketing down because people were just bringing them left, right, and centre.
It was the same as Balfouri. I remember the first time I seen Balfouri available.
Yes,
they were £145 a spiderling. And it's just one of them. It's, you know, to get your hands on some of the first in the hobby, you're going to pay a higher price, and then it's going to trickle down. It depends.
Sazmai, there's another one. Look at the price Sazmai, because I bought one of the first Sazmais, and look how cheap they are now.
But then again, it's because they produce, you know, between 300 and 800 spiderlings, so it only takes a couple of sacks, and then boom, the price is down. There was a couple of comments ago about somebody saying their first spider was the OBT, and that is exactly why I want to do this talk, because it really does depend on the person. That's it, yeah, Emma Kitty. I mean, I think that's brilliant. It really is. That is what I want to get
My
into.
third spider was an OBT.
Yeah.
And that was sold to me as being that they're fast, angry bastards. And that's what the pet shop said.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. The old world stuff needs to be treated with more respect. All spiders should be treated with respect. Old world, you need a bit more respect. But if you give it the respect and you're calm and you're sure about what you're doing and your abilities, that's fine. I mean, everybody makes mistakes. I've had old worlds run up my arms. I've actually had a Heteroscoda maculata when I was a hell of a lot younger, run up my t-shirt and sitting in my armpit, and that's because I wasn't doing things right. And also, secondary to that, I didn't want to wait for my dad to help me. I wanted to do it on my own. This is when I was a lot younger.
I think sometimes you have to make these mistakes to grow.
Yeah,
as a keeper. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You've got to have spiders escape in order for you to be doing something different, so they never do it again.
Well, one of the first old worlds I had was a Minax, adult female, and I had the same thing as you. I was here on my own, and I hadn't seen her for a while because, of course, she was fossorial. So I just thought I'll just dig it up, dig the substrate up a bit, and just see if she's all right. And I had her in a big tank, and I was literally just turning. I was using my hands. I was just turning, and before I knew it, she was out of her burrow. She had gone straight up my arm and over on my back somewhere. And I thought, oh shit! So I couldn't see it. She was on my back, and I was on my own. So I literally went and got in the bath because I had a bath. I haven't got a bath anymore. I've only got a shower now. But I went and got in the bath, closed the shower curtain so it couldn't get out of the bathtub. And I literally carefully took and as I took my t-shirt off over my top, she was there on the back of the t-shirt. I was like, oh, don't jump on my face. But she was perfectly calm. I just took the t-shirt back in the front room, put her in the tank, and she was fine. It was that initial because I was digging her up. And the speed in which she bolted, but she was straight up my arm and onto my back. And say that was that wasn't the first old world I had. Just the first fossorial I'd had.
Chris and I get a larger Exoterra tank, like a big one, and we'll put our enclosures in this next to the one we're going to rehouse in, and then we'll use that enclosure is like an escape-proof room. So if they do bolt, they're staying in a contained area. If you don't have a bath, which is an actual good idea if you're a little bit worried about rehousing.
It's a good idea, even if you've got a bath.
Yeah. So I do. That's what we do, because my kids come in and out my room. They'll come in and talk to me if I'm doing things, and I'll keep them contained in this Exoterra with their tanks open inside. So I do my pairings in it. I'm able to easily access them. I can save my mails. I can do everything I need to do. But at the same time, I can literally whip a lid on top and they're still free to run around and do what they need to do.
I must say, as time goes on, like I used to do all of my old world rehousings in the bath. But I mean, I've worked with spiders for so long now that I've built like a real understanding of them. So now when I'm transferring old worlds and stuff, I'll just do it in my front room, and I won't do it in the bath. I'll just do it on the floor.
But I'm talking about people who... I'm talking about people that may feel a little bit more nervous about rehousing their old worlds when, you know, they're not so confident, even though they respect them.
Absolutely.
If you're not so confident and you don't have a bath, that is a really good option to do.
I mean, 9 times out, I mean, I found I found
Can
with
we
all my
just
old
have a
worlds,
raising
9 times
house
out of 10 they'll be on
comment?
the log or something like that. You just take the log out with them on it. They'll just sit there and just put that whole thing in the
Yeah.
new enclosure. That's all you need to
do
do.
have nervous people who have just bought their first old world and they are a bit nervous, and all they do really have is their phone and ask us advice, and there's not much we can do apart from give them some words.
Yeah.
So,
and what I would add to that is you're absolutely right, Ling. Like doing going about it that way, that is absolutely the right thing to do when you're new into old worlds and stuff. But I was just reassuring people that, you know, it's that they aren't like this. They do need more respect. But as you learn to understand your animals, you know, you understand how to deal with them, and it gets a lot easier. Yeah. But yeah, that's a very interesting question. If anybody wants to go ahead.
Well, the reason is, I mean, it ends 12. I've got to get going in about 5 or 10 minutes as well, as because I've got to get. Well, I'm on call from 6 in the morning, so I can get called out from 6, and I've got to go up at 7 anyway for work. So I am going to have to end it, unfortunately, in a few minutes. Hey, Spartan.
How you doing?
Yeah, good. Yourself?
Doing pretty good, yeah.
I've already said mine. What I'd like to see this year.
Yeah, what do you think would be the most underrated, most popular? It's such a broad question because there are so many species.
there is, but at the last show, the amount of people that asked me for fasciata or ornata was insane.
I would say
I'll stick with the expert white because I think that's massively overlooked by keepers.
Oh god, yeah, the most underrated. That is a very, very hard question. The most popular tarantula this year will be the Grandmaster Pulchra. It is every year, but there'll be a lot more in demand this year if what I'm hearing is true. The most underrated. I'm actually going to go ahead and I'm going to say one of the most underrated tarantulas for me personally is the Megaphobema robustum. I think the colors on that spider are outrageous, and you've got the Panther Solaris, which for me, I mean, I keep them, and they are in terms of appearance are more stunning and they're real nice spiders. But Megaphobema robustum are very closely behind them. They're similar looking spiders without the cracked pink carapace. But the difference in price is tenfold. I mean, you can pick up a robustum. I mean, I think I've got them on the website now for £20 for about 5 centimeter. For a Solaris of that size, you're looking at 10, 15 times that amount. I think the Megaphobema
Solaris are well overrated.
I don't think I would agree.
Well.
I don't think I'd agree with overrated, because a lot of the pictures and a lot of the stuff I'm seeing online on the Solaris is very different to what I'm experiencing and what I've got here. I've actually got pictures because I'm working on the project with Solaris at the moment and I haven't shared them yet. I don't want to share any pictures until I've completed my, my project. But I do see a lot of pictures of Solaris being posted and they're really drab and dull looking in comparison to what I've got. And I've noted on the species that temperature really affects the color. And that's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to say too much more on the matter, but I certainly would not say they are underrated. I've got
I can remember the ones.
That's interesting.
I've got a mature male here, and visually, freshly molt, when he matured, visually, I can hand on heart in 19 years of keeping say I've never seen a more impressive spider in person in my life. And I've kept all sorts. If you go off some of the pictures that you see online, and some of the pictures that people share of these real drab-looking Solaris, I can absolutely sympathise with what you're saying there, Scott, about them being overrated. But from my own experience keeping the species, they are outrageous. I just don't want to share any of my pictures or anything on that until I've completed a project.
I know. I took when I got my Solaris, I took a lot of photos, and I must admit, you saying that it was quite because I can remember all my photos came out. They looked very drab on them. I don't think I got anywhere near as good a photos as I got some of my other Pampos. For some reason, they just didn't. They didn't. But they virtually never came out of their burrows. They. It was only really late at night they'd come out that I could then try and photograph them.
I like the behavior of robustum as well. It's a little bit different.
They are very unique in their behavior.
Anyway, listen, guys, I'm going to go. Scott, thank you for having me on, and happy birthday and all that, dude. And it's Luke, Ling, Mark, Charlotte. Nice to talk to you all. Hope you're all well, and I'll speak to you all again.
See ya.
Okay, take care. Take care, guys.
Robustum's character is completely different to what you'd probably see in most teas. I love it. I like the fact that their urticating hairs are on the backs of their legs. I like, the way they move, their asses go up in the air. I just like the way they are.
It's their defensive stance, isn't it? Because when you bother a robustum, their first instinct is to go and hide. But if they haven't got anywhere to go and hide, they'll blow themselves up to look as big as possible. And they do actually have little black spines on their rear legs, which they will flick out at you. But they are very, very interesting. And I mean, as far as underrated goes, I would have to put them right up there because they're a fantastic species. And the males, wow. I mean, the females and the males are equally as orange, but a mature male fresh from a molt is like the fucking sun, man. They are very nice looking spiders.
I got a couple down there. I got one 3 years ago off you, and then I've just got a few more.
I haven't.
Fun spiders.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I've unfortunately about 5 years ago, I think, had my female munch her egg sac on about day 32, I think, which is a bit of a shame, but it's all part of the breeding game. It's all part of the fun with the spiders. It's not easy, but it's not meant to be.
Yeah.
Have we got a giveaway, Scott?
Huh?
Someone said they can get the giveaway.
It's because I forgot to get all the names out to do the £60 mystery box I'm doing. So I said to Red Cloud earlier, just keep reminding me, so I'll put it in my video.
I like it.
Cheers,
I'm
guys.
doing my giveaway on Saturday.
But yeah, what have you got to, Scott? What have you done for your birthday, Barbie and hair?
Nothing.
Hi, Josh.
You got any
came
plans
over
for
from
the
work.
weekend?
I'm on call, so the Tara don't really birthdays, so it's a bit dead. Been a bit dead. So I came home, kids gave me a birthday card, peeled some potatoes for dinner, had dinner, then Tara fucked off to bed, and then a bit later on I came on here. But
Who's
to be
the,
fair to her,
mystery box with?
she's TSS.
Oh, okay. Nice.
I think Luke's getting ready for his truckload of Valentine's cards next Friday as well.
Unfortunately, Luke doesn't do mystery boxes only for BTS and the stream afterwards.
I'll tell you what.
They are killer.
So last year was a little bit crazy. So this year we've been a little bit more prepared, and we have got a hell of a lot of spiders saved already. So I'm actually quite looking forward to it at this point. In the month of May, I won't be looking forward to it. But yeah, it's going to be good.
What mystery box? What price mystery boxes are you doing?
So I haven't thought about it fully. I will bring the £250 boxes back because I will have a lot more spiders to use this year. but there'll be the 30, the 60, and 100. We do the beginner friendly boxes with more of like the New World Karma species. But I'm thinking of also doing some various different boxes. I don't want to speak about it too much now, but I'll be doing some themed boxes. So I think I want to do a box whereby if you can prove to me you already own every spider in that box, then I'll give you one for free or something. I don't know. I want to. We're going to play with a few ideas, but yeah, there's going to be some very interesting boxes this year for sure.
That sounds good, man.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot more species included this year as well. It's going to be good. Yeah, May is a fantastic time of year. It is after the BTS, and the lead up to BTS is pretty brutal for me here, and my dad and my brother. But yeah, it's all worth it, man. BTS is
brutal is an understatement. I've been to yours just before BTS.
Yeah, God, I remember last year it was
the amount of work that's put in is insane.
Yeah,
absolutely insane.
It's all for the good cause.
Yeah, man.
Like I said to you many times before, it's for promotion. You know, like I try to make it at least a little bit profitable, but like the main reason we do the boxes is, you know, by way of promotion. I want people to go home and open their mystery box and be like, "Oh my god, I cannot believe I've got this." And that's what we do it for. You know, it's nice to see all the videos on YouTube and the boxes on the Facebook and stuff. And yeah, it's a bit of promotion, really. That's why I don't do it all year round, because I simply cannot make them that good and sustain a business. It does not work.
No,
I grow spiders on. I feed spiders weekly for an entire year to put them into a mystery box. I mean, you know. How are we, Charlotte? How are we? Mark? How are we?
Good.
Another late night tonight, Charlotte? You're a bit of a night owl yourself, aren't you?
No, I'm probably going to go to bed after this.
Really? That's wild.
For once. I was asleep at like 8 o'clock last night.
That's
so you can have your stay up all night tonight then.
How does that happen? How do people do this?
Oh, I would love to go to sleep early. I find in summer I go to sleep a lot earlier, but in winter it's always dark anyway. And I mean, late at night is when I can get most of my breedings and my work done, because I haven't got to look at my phone and I haven't got my friends wanting me to play Xbox or go out and drink beers. From about 11 to 3 in the morning is my quiet time to just go and be with my spiders and catch up on work.
I don't understand how people can just go sleep. I can't sleep. I don't even drink. I don't even, if I drank, I'd be up until the sun come up and carry on. But I don't.
I tend to fall asleep for 45 minutes, wake up, and I'm on TikTok or Instagram for an hour, and then they'll go back to sleep again.
Yeah, it's like the little power nap, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm usually wide awake for 4 hours before I fall asleep. So
this isn't an invitation to people, but I'm usually the one that people can ring at like 3, 4 in the morning and know that I am still awake. That's not an invitation.
I mean, I do it on the days I've got orders to send. I do have to force myself to sleep, but especially on the weekends or when posting's postponed due to the cold like the moment. It's a lot better for me to stay up later into the night and get my work done because it's so much quieter. But I hate waking up late. Even if I go to bed at 4 or 5 in the morning, I set my alarm for 9 every morning. And I very rarely get up at 9, but the intention's there.
Right, boys and girls, I am unfortunately going to have to end the stream because it's just past midnight, and I've got to go up for work and experience the power nap and then stay awake and then the proper sleepy bit.
Well,
unfortunately, but thank you for all the birthday wishes. Really appreciate it.
No, thank you for having us, man, and thank you for hosting a stream on your birthday as well, mate. It's much appreciated.
No, nice one, yeah. Well, we haven't done much really since New Year, just before Christmas. So I didn't do didn't do many videos over Christmas. Didn't do much live streaming. Just had a bit of chill time with the family and everything. And then I thought, right, well, we'll do Tuesday because Tim wanted to do another Scorpion live. And then I thought, well, I'm going to do one on Thursday anyway. So, boom, 2 this week. And again, for everybody that knows Tara's story, yeah, she had a very, very small heart attack because of that blood clot. She has got the same condition that killed her dad at 33. She's 34. But positive thing, 1 injection a month of simvastatins, is it? And she'll be all right, apparently.
Yeah, sending best wishes, my friend.
She can't have the tablet for because the amount of tablets that she apparently. Pick her up and fucking rattle. And then she spent the first 2 hours when I come back from work on the phone to her cousin, who was not in a very good place over in Wales as well. So I was like, fuck's sake, here we go. I was like, this girl don't need to rest at the moment. She needs to rest and protect her heart and let that recover. Do you know what I mean?
I had some.
And her family like, oh. Did you?
And I started jumping up and down. Sandra said, "What are you doing?" I said, "I forgot to shake the bottle."
No, but I'm wishing Tara all the best, Scott. We'll
yeah, I hope she has a speed.
Didn't appreciate that.
Yeah, we'll have to see her soon, my friend.
Okay. I don't know if she's coming Taunton. She missed the last because of it. Just pure worry at the last show, but and hence I had to disappear near enough as the show ended. But I don't know if she'll be coming to Taunton. I'm trying to convince her to because she can a bit of time away from the kids and just do nothing if she wants to, or walk around if she wants to, just whatever she wants to do. Do you know what I mean? So we'll see. We'll see.
Cool.
Well, I hope she has a speedy recovery and gets back to.
I was just about to say you know all too well about that type of stuff, wouldn't you, Mark?
Yeah.
It's scary.
Very scary. I didn't think I was coming out of the hospital.
I'll bet. I'm glad you did, though. I think we all are.
Anyway. Well, they wanted to do open heart surgery with me, but they said it was a 25%. I'd never pull through it. So I'm still here, still around. Still out to run everyone over and annoy them.
Well, we're seeing you at the next one.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah. Well, thank you again for everybody that's popped in and come up on stream. Really appreciate all your time and all your well wishes and everything else. So thank you so much. Right. Next Tuesday, I'm on call, so we're not live, but we will be the following Tuesday. That day, Mark the Spider Guy, who's the bloke in the corner, as Steve said, he is live this Saturday. Is it from 8 o'clock, Mark?
Yeah.
Doing a giveaway.
I've got one. Yeah, well, I've got channel members only giveaway 8 till 9. And then I've got the main giveaway for subscribers at 9 o'clock.
I haven't been able to see
9 o'clock over on the iPhone.
Yeah,
I haven't been able to see any of the comments on this live, by the way. So yeah, if if I've missed anything, I haven't seen it.
If you hit the comments, Luke, you should be able to see them in live time now.
Yeah, I'll have to figure this out. And oh, hang on, yeah, hide chat is literally right. Show chat.
Yeah, they put the price StreamYard up to like almost £37, but they've added a load of bits and bobs like HD onto it and stuff like that. And I'm very nervous about using a different one because I'm used to this.
Yeah, I've literally just seen chat. Okay, cool. I've just got it up. I mean, better late than never, but at least I'll learn for next time, I guess.
Well, it's perfect for you because you like to chat to the chat, don't you?
Oh, I like to chat to anybody that wants to listen to me talk about spiders, really. It's not often. My friends are bored of it now, so.
Need new friends.
I know that's the beauty of the hobby is I've got friends that do like to listen to me, but my day-to-day friends, nah, they're not as fussed.
Thank you, Kev. Appreciate that one. Well, yeah, I'm going to unfortunately have to close because I've got to go and get changed and get ready for bed and
Not your birthday
kickstart
anymore.
tomorrow.
You're 54
No, not my
now.
birthday. Not the same. Not the same as it was 9 minutes ago. It's my birthday still, but not now. Well, yeah, take care, everybody. Good night.
Right, everyone.
Cool.
Take
Bye-bye.
care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.